Hello. We made it. And I unmuted this time. Again.
Hello.
Okay. Every single time. I'll get it.
Oh, I don't
Hello,
have a
everyone.
background.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to February 2024, the shortest month, but we got some fun gameplay and stuff to show off. Namely, a lot of Tom's related stuff to show off. My name is Nick, aka Goknak. I'm the project and development lead of mmod, here to answer some of your burning questions that you may have for us. Play the game, hang out with you guys. Just kind of taking it easy nowadays. It used to be way more stressful earlier on with the we're only focusing on the question part of things, but we're taking it more easy now. But hello, I'm joined with some of my lovely team members here. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves if you'd like.
Sorry, yeah, I'm distracted. I've not really got prepared.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Tom. I'm web lead. I'm gonna be showing some stuff off in a minute. I was trying to deploy it remotely, couldn't get it working, so it's gonna be jank instead. But yeah,
That's where we'll make sure that the actual deploy when we go to deploy the website will go way smoother. We haven't really even tried deploying it yet, so this is all of these pains that we're hitting locally.
Well, yeah, there's actually quite a bit of prod work that's done just completely separately with this. I'm trying to do the most jank deploy ever.
Yeah.
I'm not finished with the
dev?
fancy prod thing.
Yeah,
I'd be running in dev, but there's cause issues and there's the auth stuff just doesn't make sense because it uses cookies and stuff and it's all specific and it's all just it's not designed to be run the way it is. So it's just bad.
Yeah, it's weird doing web dev, especially when it's in an intermediate state between an actual deployment that will continuously be, because we want to kind of have a staging environment and a prod environment so that we can have an internal test and a leaderboard that doesn't really matter or doesn't have anti-cheat or whatever, just to test features. And then there's the prod deploy, which is what all of you guys would be playing on. So yeah, it's a lot of just kind of figuring out how to set up those environments. And what Tom's going to be showing is just kind of a jank in development setup, but it's going to be a nice overview of a lot of the work you've been streaming, as well as maybe some other stuff. So cool. All right, so let me get to our first question asked here, and I'll go ahead and start capturing your screen. Oh, you're sharing Discord, by the way, if you're going to be screen sharing it.
I'm sharing Discord.
Yeah. Yep. Classic.
Okay. Change window. Let's do that correctly. What was I? Where is it? What am I doing? I'm looking for this Chromium window. I have a lot of Chromium windows. Let's not share.
Yeah, don't share the red code. But I'll start us off with this question: what has everyone been up to? Well, actually, let me add Tom's capture real quick. One sec, screen capture.
Cool. Yes, first playtest question of the. Yeah, it's still 300 a week. It's just slow. What do we got? Yeah, okay, yeah, my capture should be good now.
Oh, wait.
Web stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, is it that one?
That's your Discord.
Yeah, it's my Discord. Whoops.
So,
it's
why
fine.
would you just okay?
It's fine. We got it. I think it's this one. Yeah, that's it. It's huge. Force SDR. What? Okay, cool.
Yeah, the resizing slightly off, but yeah, okay.
There we go.
Right, yeah, I wanted to. Okay, I guess I'm going to do my section of what has everyone been up to. I don't think you've been introduced to section, but whatever.
Yeah, sorry, I was doing this.
So web dev 010 is getting pretty close. One of the big parts of 010 is the whole web system's been rewritten, basically. I have quite a lot of XP right now. This page is actually terrible. This page is completely unfinished.
That's the main dashboard.
This page is going to be bad for 010 as
well.
This is the main dashboard. We're going to work on it more in the future.
Yeah.
It's got these kind of random stats things, like the total number of jumps that every player has made. For some reason, we thought that would be interesting. This page also is not done. This is me dicking around with it yesterday. It weirdly resizes that. This is not done. This bit I was working on today. I've been streaming this quite a lot on this channel, so some of you probably seen this already. But the fun new thing is this page. Well, this is part of it. we've got the new map page. In fact, I guess I'd have to log in. If you go on the current momentum.org site, it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
And I made it look a bit better. It's not really finished. I'm not perfectly happy with everything. This thing, I'm actually stuck in this now because of the way it's scaled. It's in my to-do list of things to fix. But I guess a better way to do this. Let's get the order right. So, main thing for O10, a lot of backend rewrite, all that stuff. But then of the new features, O10 is mainly about maps and got the new zones coming in. So one of the reasons we're not adding very many maps right now, right, is the zone format is been remade. Like we have a new zone format now. Like I can even kind of show it in a minute here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Flexbox is difficult. Why is he just so long?
It just really wants to give you a lot of space for the map name.
Does it show the No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't show the suggestions
tooltip
that Chrome's giving me.
Yeah,
which
tooltips
is I was a bit embarrassed because one of them is RJ.
RJ.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see
RJ.
that. Yeah.
This was generated by the seed script one time. I didn't write this. It was just called that. The limit on map lane length is 32 characters. Okay, so the map submission, new map zone format, map submissions coming in, and everyone's going to be able to submit maps. However, to get maps in the game, you can't just add whatever junk, right? So it goes through this review system. You can see it's a bit unfinished. To do link.
Yeah.
You can also read the little question mark icon thingies.
Thingies.
It's a little. Also, that's a sort of weird thing up here. I don't know what that's about. We're not done, but we're getting there.
Yes.
So let me show a little bit of this form. So this is a very fancy form that So yeah, I've been reading it as I ramble. Adding maps. You submit BSPs. We do quite a lot of validation to make sure everything works out. It's all very nerdy. I just put it in the wrong thing. This is my fancy file picker. What do you call it? I guess you can't see that probably, but yeah. Then zones. We do lots of cool stuff. In fact, let me restart just to show. Like, I'll show the form off a little bit, and then I'll show what's. So. Yeah. Got this. You can include VMF files if you want. It's completely optional, but it's a good way for preserving the history of maps. And
yes. I want to touch on that a little bit.
Like,
yeah.
Okay. Do you want to?
Yeah.
You talk about that as I play around with stuff.
Yes. So map submission is coming in O10. That's the main focus of a lot of what Tom's been working on. So this is the map submission form. It's no longer a 4-page nightmare of jumping back and forth between different things. It's all on one page. And it has been effectively overhauled to support the new systems that we are also reworking, right, and redoing. So it's a good photo. A lot of what we have currently works, but not really for other modes, or it wasn't really future looking, right? It was just mainly kind of, it works, and we kind of tried to make it work with some other modes, but with O10, we're really just redoing it all to support the modes that we want to have. And so one of the things that we get to do with this reworking is we get to add more features if we want to that could support, in general, just general mapping practices. So one of the things you'll see is if you want to, you can actually upload your VMF that you made with the map. Just so that we store it for you. If you're ever worried about losing your VMF for a submitted map or anything. And this applies to all updates that you can do to a map. So you could actually have previous versions of your VMF as well. And we'll just store that for you. So it's a really easy way to just keep track, of a map's history, and just be able to preserve your own maps that you make. And it'll be downloadable by the map submitter at any time. I think maybe authors might be able to as well down the line. I don't know what the permission is around downloading the VMF, but that's just one of the ideas that we have is we really want to support mappers and make this a very, I guess, involved process, as opposed to, I think it was Hex in our meeting that said where it normally is post on the forums and DMO an admin and hope it gets in the server, right? This is very involved. You get to explain everything about it. You can suggest different modes. So if you're making a map that could work for Ahop and defrag or something like that, you can suggest hey, this is actually a map for both of these. We've overhauled our credits so that you can actually add descriptions to each like person that you're adding. So you have your main authors, people that have contributed things, people that are testing, which also ties in with the map testing system that we're going to have, where you invite people to test through crediting them in the testers section. So you automatically have that credit there. And then special thanks for any general thing there. And it's really just overhauling it to support this multi-mode system where a map, like a BSP, is like an environment, right? You have different modes that are supported, even I guess unlike directly, right, or indirectly, right, where it's like SJ on a surf map, right, isn't really like a thing that you would submit maybe a map for, but we can support adding a leaderboard for that if it becomes like a crazy like fad or something, right? Like a lot of people love playing it or something. So it's just really flexible and supports way more than the initial modes that we originally had when we had the original website back. Oh my God. And yeah, what was it, 2018 when it was written? And it was, yeah, back then it was only what are like 4 modes that we had. So it is much better now. And a lot of this is just going to be a matter of iterating on, right? We really want people to break this, give us feedback on this when we release it with 0.10.0. As people port maps and submit them, as people are making maps and submitting them, right? We really want to make sure that this process is really streamlined, really pain-free, because it's important. This like feature right here is the life of Momentum, right? Like, oh, we support GIFs?
Oh,
Oh,
it
okay.
errors.
Oh, it airs out. Okay, I see
It's
that.
the visibility of that is all. We should work
Oof.
on that.
Yeah, just gotta give it maybe some more a darker background or
Yeah.
something. But anyway, what is the thumbnail? Anyway, as Tom's playing around with it, a lot of this was redone, remade. And it's awesome because we're really approaching this from a fresh perspective. We really take inspiration from maybe either other systems too, like Game Banana and things like that, right? That have a lot of content submission, and we want to streamline it and make it as easy and painless as possible here. So this is just a preview of this map submission page. Yeah, VMFs is one of the new features there. Our zones are being completely redone to support like things like individual tracks. Like I think terminology all around the zones are also being reworded. So we're going to try to standardize a lot of that.
No, I think the jumpers still want some stuff to be called courses or whatever.
Oh, right. There might be like, yeah, game mode
That's if I
specific
remember.
terminology change there just to make it familiar. But we'll iterate on that. Again, we're kind of seeing from everyone's perspective. It's a blessing to have people like Rio from Horizon Surf, right? Getting jumpers on the team, right, earlier on, getting all of this input earlier on to kind of start to form the system, and then just as we ship it and iterate on it, getting your feedback as well, right, as you use it and navigate it, getting everyone's feedback, and then forming this to be just a nice middle ground like UI that's not painful to use. It's hard to get it perfect, but it is going to be something that we want to put a lot of care and love into. And so yeah, I guess I'll let you take over, Tom, for what you want to talk about in particular, with the Angular forms and things like that.
Yeah, this is all the actual submission. So let's see if this works. It didn't. It didn't like a suggestion. This stuff is all still. Oh wait, a suggestion. Following values, giving me some kooky error. I'm
Yeah,
not
your
sure what it
second
is.
suggestion must be of the following value. Yeah, it's still a work in progress
Doesn't
too,
seem
so
right. Yeah.
just nailing that
Well,
down.
I've really broken a lot of this recently as I did the map edit stuff, but I'm not going to come back in and fix that. So hopefully, I can at least submit them. One of the things with this is we are moving quite fast. I mean, it's
Yes.
taking a while, but like for the amount of stuff I'm doing here, it's taking
And
quite a
for a
while.
system that's as important as what you're working on, right? It is, and that's kind of how it will be for a while. 1.0, right, is aiming to be our polished release. We're not trying to get like a perfect implementation. We're trying to move, faster with a lot of these things just to get something out. and in your hands as opposed to just constantly talking about, well, we're making behind the scenes progress, because I know that's not really
Yeah.
exciting. It is fun to be able to physically show you guys something. And it will, this is just the start, right? Like as we keep going, right? March is probably going to have an 0.10 branch build that I can start playing on
Uh,
to show off an integration with this new backend.
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see, but
Where's our
that's the
29?
goal, right? Is like slowly over time we'll be getting
This
more
one.
and
Okay.
more to show
Well,
you until 0.10 actually drops.
the upload worked. Cool.
Nice. Price Master dances, nice.
Yeah.
And
Um.
Dogathan.
So, yeah, map submission. We have this whole pipeline. All of this is a bit jank. Also, if I show this edit page, this is all a bit weird. This actually won't work because I didn't fix this today, or like finish making this today.
Gotcha.
This page has been the main thing I've been working on. So here, we've got the new version thing. Put a thing. You could reset the leaderboards. You can add zones. You can do that. So the new version.
Yeah.
I've got the change log. There's reviews. Let me go to what was it called? Let me just find a map that's in a good place. So like something like DF Solus. Apparently we've got right. So yeah, maps in submission. Submitters can put suggestions. So you can see like this current state is like this map was submitted, went through content approval in 1982.
It's an old
A
one. It's a defrag
few days
map,
later
so it
got a
makes
public testing, and then a few days later was disabled. Um,
yeah, it wasn't our greatest.
then yeah, so changelog reviews, review system. Yeah, so yeah, the suggestions you put here, like the submitter suggests like tier and ranked and stuff, and then CISO 33, nice. Oh, again, this thing's kind of okay. I need to work on this gallery component. It's not the best. But yeah, the page quite pretty. All these authors and stuff. Still needs a bit of work. And then there's this review system. So the idea being that you can play a map and leave reviews. And so you say like this. You can attach images. We would like to let you do this from in-game, but it's a lot of work, so I'm not planning on doing it anytime soon. But we could do that. And also the important thing is reviewers can suggest tiers. So people can put they can say, yeah, I think in Conc you should be able to play this in this. Also, it needs resolving. Cool. That's grim. It downloads a bit weird. I haven't done a gallery component thing for this, but they're here. So yeah, there's that, and then let's resolve that. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has all been a lot of work, but given that map submission is a really central thing, we wanted to get this right because otherwise it's just going to be a real pain trying to getting the quality of maps good from the start makes a lot of sense. I'm really looking forward to not being just working on map submission, but basically map submission is a thing we've had planned for a very long time, and I've just spent a lot of the last 6 months doing it. So then yeah, map page, and then the final thing is this isn't finished. I'm still working on this page, like I said, but this is overkill. Look, I did a bunch of back-end work, was miserable. I've done so much back-end work. I was like, okay, I'm having fun. I'm doing graphing, so I did that using chant.js, which is not really the library I want to be using, but whatever. Yeah. So the submitter suggests a tier and all this stuff. We'll have to see how many people actually review stuff. I'm not expecting we get so many reviews that these graphs are particularly useful, to be honest, but we'll see.
Could always make them hidden and you have to reveal them or something too. Or like only reveal after you
There's
get
no
a
harm in having
certain
this. I spent
threshold.
too long making this look good for something that's only visible to like admins and stuff. A lot of the time I do styling like as a way to just keep my sanity check. This is styled very well. But yeah, so there's not a whole lot more to say. Leaderboards, I really did all the leaderboard UI. This is quite nice for stuff. So yeah, I'm sort of aiming to get the bulk of this stuff finished in the next sort of week. I'm going to need to spend more time just sort of testing and making notes of stuff that breaks, like add stuff. But yeah, a lot of this is trying to handle the complexity of like having maps that can play in multiple modes, and not that those are particularly common, but they are allowed. That's something we wanted to support. So you can kind of see like this page is atrocious. This is not finished. I'm
Classic.
kind of going to leave this to someone else probably, so I can work on other stuff. But
I love how the NG photo doesn't even fit the like circle.
yeah,
You can see
it's a
the
really
edges.
bad image. This is like a Steam friend of mine. This is an actual Steam avatar, by the way. This is from Steam. I have a guy on my
That's
Steam friends
pretty
called
good.
Bobby
You're
Basketball
actually friends with NG.
2004, and I just used his avatar URL that Steam generated. Because we don't want to serve you these images, right? The profile ones, put them absolutely everywhere, so we just
Yeah.
let Steam do it. Oh, so the activity works. That's nice. Credits author stuff. What is awesome? Does that actually link? Great. So yeah, it needs some work, but yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
And a lot of this was, the front end was in a really rough state 6 months ago, so I did end up sort of cleaning it up a lot. I don't think there's definitely a bit of stuff I'm missing, but I think this is most of it. The really the main thing is like this big review page and stuff, and a lot honestly, like most of this work is back end.
The Navy SEALs copy pasta is the description. It's pretty good.
Oh,
Your fuck.
what? Did they cut it off?
I
Don't
guess
do that.
so.
You're
Is
fucked.
that the
Okay.
perfect? Yeah,
No, it
zero
doesn't. It
limit.
won't cut that. I don't know what happened there. Or maybe there is a
Well,
limit
there's
on
a
that
limit.
page.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think 1,000
it
characters or
could be.
something. We set it to something weird like that, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll mention here that this is the uh the whole process about this, right, is not only submitting your map, like getting it on to the game, like into the game, but it's the process therein, right? It's getting people to play the game, give you feedback, acting on that feedback, being able to iterate a map's design, not through just sending the map BSP to Discord or something like that, right? Like
Oh
being
yeah,
able
yeah.
to
You
do
can
it.
do that. There's private testing. I didn't talk about private testing,
Yes,
really. So if I do a map that's in private testing, you can just invite friends, and only you and those people can see it. So I just call it
exactly. And
go away.
so, yeah, and so outlining that, right? Like we have, first submission state, which is kind of just general review or making sure that, the people that you're submitting it to is, or like it's a private only state, right? Like when you upload a map, you can invite people to it. They can see it in their map browser, and
Yeah.
then you can use that to iterate on it. And then there's a mandatory public testing period. You don't have to do it for a minimum, or sorry, a maximum amount of time or anything like that. We do require like a 1 week like minimum testing period just to get all the like obvious kinks out of it. And then it
Yeah.
goes into kind of internal review of like the council, right? Like just make sure all of the like
Yeah. A lot of
information makes
is
sense.
that's the main thing is picking tier and what stuff
Yeah,
is ranked.
tier,
That's
which leaderboards are ranked, which modes, right, supported, things like that. Just making sure it makes sense. And then it finally comes out. Like final submission, leaderboards are wiped and everything, and it is ranked and ready to play.
Oh, I added an
So,
infinite loop here. That's awesome. Good job, mate.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. There's a lot of things to work out, obviously still, but this is an amazing, like again, this is a local development. This isn't the current website right now, but it eventually will be. And it is
Yeah.
significantly better looking. Where the main design principle here is that we really want to marry the two designs of in-game UI and the website UI.
Yeah.
So having similar styles, fonts, colors like that. So that's the number one kind of mood change here with the site of instead of being like just dark
Well,
theme.
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it is dark, but I did end up going with these big full screen map images, mainly just
Yeah,
because these are just. I mean, these are obviously stock images, but like, let me just edit one to put like an actual map in. Like having user content be
yeah,
like this front and center is really, really nice. Like if
yeah,
you make a really pretty looking map, like nice lighting, like Ninja did here, like then you get a nice page here and in the game.
yeah,
The other thing to note is no one. There's several reasons why people don't care that much about the front end right now. One of which is you need a Steam login to do anything, which is not good. We over agonizing about API usage and stuff, and we can throttle and based on JWT and stuff. Like there's, so it's long story short. We'll be opening the parts of the site you can use like without a login. So if you want to do map submission, obviously you need a login. But like looking at this page, if the map is in approved or in public testing, you'll be able to just look at any page.
Yeah.
Especially looking at leaderboards. Like, I mean, one of the annoying things about that, with like the login stuff is people do often think that like if you log in via Steam that we get your Steam details or something. And I
No.
don't know if we're ever going to be able to convince people that's not the case because
You
I
log
don't
in via
know.
Valve's site, and it gives us like your Steam ID, and like
It
it
gives
tells
us
us
like
that you are who
barely
you
any
are.
information. Yeah,
Steam
it's basically
ID,
just.
and yeah, it's there's no
But
passwords
no,
on our
but
end. There's
no, no, no,
nothing.
no, no. We know your password once you log in as Steam. Steam just tells us it. Like, oh yeah, this is their
It's a
password.
giant security
Yeah.
hole. No, it's for
Yeah.
real. It's a really safe login, and I like that it's tied to your Steam account that you use to play the game anyway, right? So it's
Yeah.
all like one thing that you don't have to invent a password for our site or anything like that, right? Or reuse, God forbid, right? Like it is your Steam account that you log in via Steam's website that Steam tells us a token that we can validate that it's you, and it's really cool. And useful there. But it's yeah, a lot of this front end doesn't really need to be behind a login. It's really just like things like like submitting a map, right? Doing actions that are kind of creating things. Yeah, you gotta be you gotta be logged in for that. Obviously, we don't want to have a fully anonymized or anonymous service because that would be extremely abused. But it's really exciting
But
because it's allowing you to just see stats and things like that without having to jump through hoops, especially on mobile. If you're not logged in, that whole process there could be really annoying.
it,
Minimizing friction there, but yeah, it's a really cool trade off there of like now people are going to be able to see everything, and then if they like what they see, they can log in and like do things. And yeah, do you use
I'm just
Hammer Editor?
writing.
Yeah. Yeah, you still use Hammer Editor to make maps. We are improving that slowly over time. Over, I guess, the next like up until like probably 2.0, we'll be working on Hammer. So, yeah.
Just wanted to show my like map. This is a to do. This is what I just added.
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
losing my mind with this stuff. We're nearly there. I've got so many like little bugs. So the thing I was going to say is we are trying to get this done relatively quickly, and
Yes.
so I've not been doing much testing of the front end, which is annoying. I'd really like to be testing this a lot, because there's lots of stuff here that would be really fun to unit test, and some
Yeah.
stuff that we could end-to-end test, like the whole submission process, and do a bunch of that using Cypress. But I just don't have time, which is really upsetting. But yeah, I just don't have time. So yeah, but yeah, no time. I have this weird.
Check games, please.
I can't be asked. We're just I don't know. I saw the thing, but I don't think they put it. Yeah, like yeah, the sorry, it goes all like I'd have the window be it's just resizing badly. Anyway, lots of little issues, but again,
Yes.
um, we were like, yeah, this time like 6 months ago with front end, like no one was really working on it, so it was all just a bit pointless. But we knew we had map submission coming up, plus other things, so I did end up rewriting well, not rewriting the front end, but like redoing a lot of stuff and replacing a lot of really bad old like component libraries and stuff that was but yeah, this will be available relatively soon, we hope. I do need to finish this stuff. This doesn't look does it. But yeah. Cool. I think that's basically everything in terms of showing stuff off though.
Yeah.
Um
All right. I'll go ahead and turn off
oh,
the screen share there. We'll go back to gameplay. Yeah, and just kind of reiterating here that this is the most like publicly visible work that we can show right now. There's a lot of internal work happening behind the scenes still to hook up the game to this new backend, right? New front end and back end.
yeah.
Well, mainly the back end. And a lot of work being done around that new zone format and the tooling related to it. And it's a slow but steady
Yeah.
moving machine, and it just takes time because again, a lot of this
Yeah.
is volunteer work. And some people have
Well,
more
it's all
time than
volunteer work,
others,
but yeah.
and it can just take a little bit more time than expected to come out. But it is moving, and it's really exciting stuff that it again is getting to the point where we will be able to like show off more and more of the game, more and more of it hooked up, and then it releases to the people that have access, which we are still doing 300 a week right now. But then it will, and it's completely random, and we have I think 33,000 people waiting in the queue. The reason we don't let everybody in again right now is because we don't want to do a soft release. We need testing over time, and the best way to do that is to limit access over time. So yeah, we also don't really have our dedicated like prod set up yet. So
I like that. I
server
like that you
over
just like zoom through like 4 different Q&A questions at once.
Yeah.
Just trying to
No,
do the
it's
greatest hits of Q&A.
just got to get it
can I-
early for all the people that leave around the 46% mark on YouTube
Oh,
analytics.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's common questions, but yeah. So just kind of reiterating there, right? Like it's a slow moving ball, right? Or rock or boulder or whatever you want to view it as, right? It's going downhill. Sometimes it goes faster. Sometimes it slows down a bit, but it is still moving. Right, that's the whole point of all of this. If you join our Discord, we have our changelog channel as well as our Git activity channel to see both of the public progress that we're making with both game releases for the playtest build as well as the public Git related activity that we have, including this website, which is fully open source. So if you like what you saw and want to help test or help break things or something, feel free to join the website channel there and help out. Tom
let me jump
very
on
much
that.
appreciate it. Yeah.
So in terms of dev progress and stuff, if people are interested in doing stuff in terms of web, that would be really helpful right now. Well, web's a little complicated actually because we're kind of holding off from certain things because post 010 we've got quite a few major things we're going to be working on there, and we're kind of not getting on started those liberally. But ultimately, we could really do with new web devs. Generally, we're looking for people that are going to be quite long-term contributors, right? Not just sort of one-off small things, but any help is appreciated. So, and honestly, with like right now with web, me, Gordy, and Ozflow are getting through quite a lot, but we could definitely do with more people. Let me update on other progress real quick. In terms of rest of 010, I mean, Nick kind of got through some of this, but I want to go into specifics. So, a lot of zoning is pretty finished. Rio's doing the kind of final sections of timer stuff right now. I think he said he was about 80% done with zones timers. I could be wrong about that, but something like that. So a lot of sort of big refactors of zone timer logic, which is like a huge part of momentum, and some of it not super well written, because it's just quite old, and we've gotten better since then. Rio's gone through a bunch of that. Then we kind of with a lot of 010, we just have these kind of different strands that need tying together right at the end. So we've had the whole backend rewrite that's changed a fair bit of how the game communicates with the backend.
Yep.
Mainly, most significantly in terms of just some data structures. We've also our backend handling of just data that you can actually see a lot of it on the open source 010 stuff. It's 087, sorry. It's a bit jank, and it's a lot of these big key value structures and stuff, and it all gets kind of messy. And so we've been really cleaning up a lot of that lately, and starting to get some of the new backend stuff hooked up. So Panda's got the new leaderboards working, with including like stage stuff. We actually, if you look at like the the big milestone thing we made about 9 months, a year ago or something. Oh my god. Okay, Conc next. If you look at the milestones, I think we put stage and bonuses in maybe it was 011, I can't remember. Those will be 010. Those are we've not hooked up the code for doing the run submissions yet to the new system. That shouldn't be too much work. I don't know the new timer stuff all that well. But it shouldn't be too much. Me and Ray discussed it a bit last week. So we'll pretty soon have, once we get the actual run submission going, as we do that, we'll hook up the multiple timers. Basically, Momentum, you can have multiple timers running at once now, right? Because you can do stage zones and main tracks.
At the same time.
That.
Yeah. You can set a stage world record during your actual run.
Yeah. So like all servers and stuff, and the back end side is going to be a bit silly for now. It's just going to be a bit slow and expensive, but we kind of know we're going to rework some of that when we do AC. That's kind of the
Yeah.
one of the big remaining few web things left. We've got sort of 2, 3 big things for 1.0 there. So yeah, well, so some of this kind of stuff that we sort of had for 011, right? We ended up just doing all at once in 010 because it's all really closely related. So all this timer stuff, zone stuff, website systems, run submission stuff, these very heavily interlinked. So we're getting there. We're getting them all linked up. A lot of it has been Panda's been really proactive with stuff lately. That's been great. So Panda did the leaderboards in game with the stage stuff, and is now working on the map cache. We did actually bring forward another feature that we've been really wanting to do for a bit with map cache stuff, which is basically we keep the whole map cache in sync on the client just by synchronizing with like a single file, which is just speeds stuff up a lot. We were maybe going to leave that for a future thing, but ended up, because we wanted to rewrite some of the map cache stuff, we're redoing that. So map selector is going to be changing quite a bit in 010.
Yes.
Especially as we have like map submissions, right? The beta tab in the map selector is actually going to have stuff there, or we might not have it tabbed, but we'll see. So we'll play Conc Drive 2 in a minute. So we'll have, quite a lot of the stuff that, like, honestly, we kind of have brought forward for 010, but it just made sense that we'll do now. Like, it's quite easy when designing milestones to kind of artificially split stuff up, and we've really found with a lot of the stuff that it made sense to get it all in one go, because otherwise you're spending a lot of time maintaining code that kind of works, but you know that you're going to rewrite it because you need it to work with something. So it really made sense to do quite a lot of it sooner. And so we're kind of getting, it's kind of tantalizingly close now. And not to say that like 010's coming out in the next like week, though it would be, it really depends on time.
Percentage-wise, we're like 80 to 90% there.
I want to say that though, with these things, it always ends up taking a bit longer than that. It's just how these things go.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little longer, but it's definitely getting close. And again, once these things start to get tied up, that's the 90% mark. Then you test and whatever, and but like we kind of wanted to get a pre-release build out on Steam earlier, but in practice, like tying up all the back-end stuff, the timer logic, run submission stuff, map selector changes, like they're all kind of broken at the same time, and finishing them all, they're only really tied together once they're all basically finished. So yeah, we're getting there. Map submission, I'm really happy with the state of. Rio stuff is great. Panda's been really active lately, with Pano stuff and UI. And it's been quite a good month for us, I'd say. Again, we're still not like right on the verge of 010, but I think we're feeling pretty good about it. And then a lot of stuff that we're going to be working on post 010 feels like we're quite well
faster because it's less.
Well, yeah, it'll definitely be faster,
but
and it's less work, but it's also quite a lot of technologies that like with 010 we've had so much shit stuff, Frank. Sorry, excuse my French, of like systems that were just never that well written in the past, like the old back end, the old front end, frankly. Some of the time and stuff, and this isn't like to slag off the people making
mainly
that
me,
including Nick. But with stuff like the website, right? The website was done mainly like a college project in like 2018.
In 3 months.
Of it is, and a lot of it is just rushed, and you can tell that. I mean, I'm kind of rushing through this, but I think the quality is a bit high. I would really like to actually be spending a bit more time on tests and stuff, like I said. But it's But so in terms of rerunning HTTP handling stuff, even though we're still using fucking Steam HTTP, would not be hard to bung curl in at this point, by the way. But maybe we'll do that. Maybe do it in the future. I want to lobby for it. And so a lot of this kind of stuff that's really been getting in the way just by being old and crufty, as that gets out of the way, stuff's going to be in a much better position. So when it comes to doing run submission and hooking that up to anti-cheat and stuff, which is like, if you think of we got replays and AC as kind of the big 2 milestones after a 10.
Yeah.
Plus some other things we'd really like to get in, like learn section, but mainly replay and AC is like the 2 big things.
Yeah.
The core systems that those things are really reliant on when it comes to the timer stuff and zones, but 010 is the zoning refader. But timer stuff, serialization of game state, which is a bit of a complicated thing to talk about, but it's kind of us being able to replicate states in the game very consistently back, so we can use that for anti-cheat stuff, because we do a kind of retroactive, run verification stuff. So, but then actually having the replay format and stuff be good there. That stuff is gonna be a lot nicer to work on now we have the timer and stuff cleaned up. And then things like we really want to get run submission and stuff, and a lot of the game code stuff where the between game and web communicating over WebSocket instead of HTTP. That basically means a cheaper, faster way of the game communicating with our servers.
Yeah.
That with the current design we've got, it shouldn't be that hard to drop in because it's just a case of following better programming practices, having just better code organization that's gonna hopefully be really quite pleasant there. And because stuff is well tested and it's just we'll have more tests and stuff, right? It's still work to do, but like it's more forward moving than the stuff we've been doing for O10, where with O10 we've really had to just rewrite a lot of stuff. And so it's kind of long rambling thing, but
no, it's
so stuff's getting on well.
Building on. Yeah.
O10 for us, like I have to admit, like I think a lot of us are pretty exhausted by it just because it's been a shitload of work. For me with map submission, it's just been putting about 40 hours a week or so into it. It's been really a lot for me. I'm basically doing Momentum full time at the moment, or sort of 2/3 time. And like once we've got past O10, I think we'll be able to loosen up a bit. We'll probably we were saying we are gonna have like a 2-week break, like the whole team, at least a week.
Just enjoy O10, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But once we get past O10, we'll have gotten over some really, really big hurdles. We'll also have production stuff, a lot of progress there. We've got some done. Me and Nick need to spend more time on that.
Yeah.
In between now
observability,
and
yay. Yeah.
yeah. But having that, once we've got that, and we've got like a good start to our production, then doing the 1.0 side of prod where we've got AC to think about.
Yes.
Maybe DB replication, more complicated Redis stuff. Like that stuff is going to be a lot more approachable, and I think
for sure.
I feel there's definitely a lot of work between O10 and 1.0, but it feels besides some somewhat ambiguous things with anti-cheat, though I'm really quite confident in Rio at this point because he's just so great, frankly.
And Slidey as input as well, consult,
Yeah, good. But yeah, I'm definitely less apprehensive about 1.0 than I was about the start of O10. Just because with O10 there was so much web stuff that was just this massive heap of work to do. There's still some big heaps of work to do by all means, but like it's less of a there's definitely fewer ambiguities and just So I don't know. I'm waffling, but I'm feeling quite good about momentum. I mean, we are taking a while, but
it's
sort of apprehensively or sort of tentatively optimistic at the moment.
Yeah. No, it's how I've rolled with it through the almost decade at this point. I mean, technically, it has been. This would be the year that it's a decade of being a thing, but real development really only started like 6 years ago on it. So yeah, it's but yeah, it's cautious optimism that you have to just know what the end product's going to try to be and work on it throughout the throughout everything happening as people come and go, as people get tied up with things and it becomes more work burdened on one or a few people. It's kind of how it goes, and eventually it just evens out. Things tend to just work out in the end. I'm a very optimistic kind of person that way, at least.
I'm not, so me and Nick discuss this stuff quite a lot, and I'm always the pessimist when it comes to these things. But I'm feeling quite good at least. So
with this project, specifically, it's there's a lot of work, but it's coming together, and the specs, the designs that we have are helping with the implementation. It helps that we don't, because again, the 3 months of implementation led to design problems, led to just really awful written code that wasn't really just thought about because we had to get it done by the end of the semester. So
I think that's been the main thing for us in the last year, right? It's been for one, we've been more willing to trim the fat.
Yes,
I've been on just a constant warpath when it comes to unnecessary stuff, but also design specs, and we've been a lot better with those. And I've really enjoyed working with everyone on the team on that stuff. I think it's been. I'm quite like annoying when it comes to this stuff. I'm quite impatient and like I'm just annoying in meetings. But it's honestly been a real. I think I've been intolerable, and everyone else has been like a pleasure to get through the kind of design spec stuff for it, and with map submission stuff. Like it's so nice implementing stuff where we do have a really clear spec in mind, and also like if something isn't that clear, like it's quite easy for us collectively to kind of get our bearing and to come up with a. How something should be done. So we've gotten a lot better at design and kind of pace of stuff.
Yeah. and it evolves, right? As I've gained professional experience, that's how I try to impart
Um,
my like leadership style, right? Is through what I've noticed through like work and just years of
yeah,
doing this.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's a giant learning experience. I didn't know C++ when I started this thing, right?
I
Now
didn't
I'm
even read.
reviewing everyone's C++ code. So, yeah, it's been. I mean, it is still a great project. It's been amazing, and it's gonna be amazing once we get to these milestones. And with each of these milestones, we start to drop more keys. You guys get more and more access to it. We do a giant 1.0 release launch like stream plus like celebratory like thing, tournaments maybe. A lot of stuff
Celebratory.
planned down the pipe. And it's just reliant on that slow moving ball rolling, right? Not coming to a complete stop, because at that point the project's canceled, right? Like if it comes to a complete stop. But as long as, I'm still around, the project should be as well, because I really want to play this game. So that's why, we haven't given up. That's why we haven't just, shrugged and like released a surf only game or something. This project is everything I want out of Source speedrunning. Hopefully as well for a lot of people watching. We've heard that a lot. So we're in there. So thank you for, again, remaining patient with the team as we're working through this. All volunteers,
Also,
right?
come and help
But
because I'm
yes, if
tired. I
you
need more
have
time.
any website skills, that is the number one spot there. C++ and like source like game side of things is harder to get into because we have to NDA you through Valve. So that's a little more exclusive, but like if we find the right fit for things, we brought on Game Chaos to work on KZ, for example. So KZ is going to be getting some updates for around 010 as well. So that'll be fun to get in.
Yeah, we need to actually get that in the backend soon.
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
add it basically now. I think I can start adding it.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so it's a lot of love being poured into this game for like, again, not for no reason. It is very specifically, we want to see this game out and play it. So again, thank you for remaining patient. And that's what these streams are kind of aiming to be, is just a showcase celebrating the progress on the game. This slide in particular, this question, right? This is a very important one.
Yeah.
It's why it's in every single one, because we really need to make sure that you guys are updated with what we've been up to. And sometimes we get to show it off, but other times it's a lot of just, we're doing a lot of internal C++ code that a lot of people, first of all, won't even understand, and second of all, can't really even see because it's NDA'd. Right? So it sucks, but it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, now I'm going to launch the game and show you guys what we just did, right? Like it's getting to that point, and that's an amazing, like, I can't wait to show you guys like the work that's being done. So, all right, cool. So I guess with that answered, we'll go ahead and move over to our first asked question here. And I guess we could change map over to Conc, because we also got
Oh yeah,
Resistance.
yeah. Let's do drive.
Yeah. So we got a new Conc map added here. This is I think
Yeah.
Miss new map. So I'm excited to play this one. But yeah, let's I'll have to play it because specking I guess can work with the weapons,
No,
but
packing's okay. I'll play it if you like. I beat it earlier,
okay.
but
Um
what?
Now with
Oh, I
doors.
just got a that was a big lag.
Oh, it's probably
Yeah,
someone joining the
yeah.
pre-cache
Do
lag
we
or
know
something.
why that is? Uh,
It could be a multitude of reasons. I mean, I'm thinking
yeah.
it's pre-cache lag, but we'll see. But we got Disres's question here. Did you want to read them, or
Sure. Disres, as any development on racing mode for tournaments and such?
Okay,
Um,
so yeah, with that giant talk that we just had about things slowly moving, a lot of that, and quote unquote trimming the fat, right? A lot of
yeah.
that is reprioritizing things to be later on. So racing mode is not being worked on currently.
We
However,
were never
as
planning it for 1.0, but yeah.
yeah, it's not really even planned for 1.0. It'll be shortly after 1.0 by the latest, but
Oh, no, yeah, no, it
for
won't be immediate. It's racing mode is a bunch of work. Like
it is, yeah.
we've never had it planned as a pre 1.0 thing. We definitely want to do it, but like
Yeah.
it's precisely the kind of thing that we'll do afterwards.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, but it's like it could probably be done in stages. The main thing I wanted to note is after we get O10 out, the devs that are all swarming O10 work right now will start to be more and more free to work on kind of just features that they'd like to. What was that? Okay.
Yeah, I do think we'll,
Anyway,
in terms of spacing of post O10 stuff, like, yeah, we will have some more freedom. I think we'll definitely want to focus on learn, and then a lot of it is like, it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I think me and Rio are basically booked up to a 1.0. But I don't know. See. But with
yeah, it takes time. And a lot of it is just a matter of having the free time in dev capacity to work on it. So if after O10, if there aren't more devs around, then there are features that need to be done, really, then it won't get in. It's kind of just as simple as that. We're not going to delay 1.0 just because we don't have a racing mode. It'd be really nice to get it in for 1.0, and who knows if, again, devs come back from hiatus or from being, busy with their
there's
lives.
so much other stuff before 1.0. There's no way we do racing. Like,
Yeah,
sorry. This is me being the pessimist, but like, there's so many other things people could be working on
right.
that, like,
And I won't guarantee it either. I won't guarantee a racing mode before. Oh, I almost made it. Before 1.0 for certain, because it's just hard to tell. Like
I'm gonna guarantee it's not good for 1.0. I'm afraid. Seriously, like, it's not. When
yeah.
there's so much other stuff that could be worked on, and if someone started working on racing, it would just be like, please do something else. Thanks. It's also just reliant on loads of other stuff. Like, it's reliant on WebSocket stuff.
Oh,
We wouldn't want to do it before we do AC. I don't think. Like, there's going to be so much of racing mode is about synchronizing player state and stuff but necessarily involves. I mean, we can't do it all over messages via peer-to-peer, right? We need to have some
yeah,
central
right.
server that handles
Our
it.
server will likely be
Yeah,
synchronizing
and so
things. So
like, we can do that once we have WebSocket stuff in,
yeah,
though. I mean, I really like handling like state between multiple sessions, and like, I'd be really apprehensive about doing that before we do 1.0 prod, because it gets really complicated if we have, multiple backend instances and stuff, and just handling like all this player state stuff. Like, it's definitely doable. It's like a really big ask for backend and game stuff, and it's like no one dev is going to do it besides, I guess, me. I guess because I'm licensed and do web stuff, but like, most of our web and game people are fairly split, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's just not really a way to make sense of it for racing. Like, by all means, we want to do racing. It's just like, this is the kind of thing that, like, you have to design really well from the start, and then it's like getting multiple people coordinated for stuff. And if we've got multiple devs that want to get coordinated to do what, like, momentum work, I'd be really upset if they were doing non 1.0 crucial stuff. I guess, like,
Yeah.
people can do what they want, but we also want to get the game out.
Yeah, that's what I mean by devs. Then there are features that are required. So, like, if there's things that need to be worked on and don't have devs currently working on them,
We never have a
absolutely
surplus of devs. Like, we've never,
true.
like, in the last 2 years, we've never had like a situation of like not having enough room for, like, I guess, well, no, I guess we do to some extent when it comes to like small things like assigning entity refactor stuff, but that's usually because like those devs want something like manageable and small to work on, not because they're like super active and want like a massive project and we just don't have anything to assign them. Like, something like racing is so big, like, it would need to be someone like super motivated, and like, yeah, it's just, yeah. I'm being just a relentless bastard this stream, but yeah, I
it's
want to get the game out.
it is, yeah. When it comes to getting the game out, and I mean, yeah, I've learned this through, I mean, I guess probably the last like couple years now of like, you can increase scope, right? But like a lot of what we were doing for momentum wasn't really to make a surf and money hop game. And it did start off as that because it was just a naive like, oh, like these are the only two modes I care about right now. But like as more modes came into into view of like Conc, Rocket Jump, right, Siggy Jump, where they can benefit from the things that Momentum is building towards, it made sense to expand the scope to include them. But as we're getting more towards like, okay, like now that we have our game modes, and now that we know what they require, we know what we need for 1.0. Like it's at this point that it's like we're not going to be adding a new random mode or anything that can come later because we have the framework down for all of these modes to be like added as sub modes or whatever, right? Like so a lot of it's changed to be like, hey, what can we realistically like drop or do later that wouldn't be, because again, it's really nice to have racing tournament mode in the game for 1.0 because that way esports or whatever could just explode without us doing anything. But like realistically, if we do not have the dev time, or I mean, yeah, if there is a lot of work still left, right, like this can be shelved for later. It's just that trade-off that where it's like we don't work on this full time, right? We don't have a full studio behind, right? Like this is a lot of people's like first game project, myself included, right? Where yeah, like we're realistically just making sure we're focused, get the core like actual game part of the game out, then these features on top, like the esports scene with tournaments, racing, and then the cosmetic side of things maybe as well, right? Getting that side of the game fleshed out more and more over time, as opposed to yeah, we have to get this for 1.0.
Like yeah,
It's yeah.
I've successfully convinced you to abandon cosmetics 1.0, right? Like we're saying like that was a thing we had planned for 1.0. I think it's even in the like big milestone guide thing, but
Yeah, it's realistically. Do I have to crouch for this?
just don't jump.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Crouch jump also might have worked there. Ooh, the old conch grenade. We plan to have stuff like this as cosmetics, so that you can,
Yeah.
relive the old
But no,
days.
yeah, on cosmetics, like just those systems like cosmetics or races, things like that. Like you say, game modes, adding game modes are great, and like I don't see adding a new mode is easy compared to
Yeah.
like other stuff. Adding a new mode is like modes are kind of separate from other stuff. Modes like don't like this work is hardest when you have multiple systems interacting with one another, especially when you have like live server stuff. If you have stuff
Yeah.
like racing where you have like synchronized session state on the server, and that's like we couldn't do racing right now. If we did racing over HTTP, that would be insane.
We kind of can. It would just rely on our server being fair, but you have to factor in like ping time to the server.
Doing it over HTTP would be so gross. And,
It
like,
wouldn't be over HTTP. It would be more of like a the server's keeping track of the time. So like the server would be like, oh, start it at this UTC time, and then like it would rely on the clients to be able to start at that time, if that makes sense. So and then our server would validate, hey, you started the session or like the run in the right time frame. So like we could do it. Sorry, we could do it over HTTP, but it would probably be really jank.
It'd be a nightmare. It would be so annoying to do it. But like, how are they like state like anything that changes? Like, you want to change the start time of a run or whatever. Like, what's keeping track of that? It's like you're just polling the server constantly. Like, it would be disgusting.
No, it would be a synchronized clock. It would be a matter of like that would really be the only thing that our server has to do.
What?
Like literally system clock, like the time since epoch clock.
Yeah, but say if you want to modify anything about the race or whatever, like once the client has got some like start data about the thing, you don't have any way of updating the client. That's the client just constantly polling, and it's like that's so ugly. And then if you try to
we have
do
WebSockets.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Once we hook up WebSockets and stuff, but that's still a big job that we have to do for AC and stuff. But like, this is what I'm like. Again, adding a new game mode or whatever is like relatively easy because it's an isolated system. But we're talking about racing.
Yeah.
That's something where you need backend stuff, game code, and like quite a lot of different areas of game code and like Steam lobby stuff, and it's just a pain.
Yeah.
So you have to do a really good spec, and then you end up having multiple devs who need to be in sync with one another. As we've found in the last month trying to do a lot of the web stuff, like keeping all the devs in sync is really hard because everyone's got different schedules. We're not in an office.
Different time zones too.
Hours. Yeah, but also just people don't have much time, and so it's just harder to keep in sync. So with stuff like racing is like so much more work than like adding a new mode. You know, like adding sub modes or whatever is like so much easier compared to like any of this stuff. Like genuinely, like we do not spend much time on like adding game modes or like
Yeah.
things like that. Like it's these systems like
Map
complex systems like
submission.
this are so hard. Yeah, I mean, but even map submission, like we still haven't done one of the harder parts of it, which is hooking up the game stuff like that, and that's like
Yeah.
we're spending a long time on that. It's taking us a long time. With cosmetics, like in theory, cosmetics are easy, but in practice, it takes a bunch of time. You have to write a bunch of tests, and you have to like just I don't know, design it well so you don't end up rewriting it 6 months later. And it's like doing cosmetics for 1.0 is just dumb. Like there's no one's crying out for cosmetics. We won't have many models anyway, right? Like we don't have people making cosmetics right now. It's like
Yeah.
we can't just like put Ethan in like a room for a year and just have him make like and like if we had
Yeah.
cosmetics, we just end up with like a ghastly Gibber situation. Like everyone's got like the same one cosmetic, like because it's the only thing available on launch.
Yeah.
There's so many artists needed, and like it just devalues the whole system if a system like that is super jank when it starts because
Yeah.
people just care about it less. So again, we'll have XP. We'll have the cosmetic XP. I think we've got cosmetic XP in units. I
Yeah.
don't
And the
really
units.
understand the terminology there, but yeah, like
Hmm.
that's a big number go up thing, and people like that, and that shows on your profile. It shows up. It will show up on lobbies in the future when we start actually querying that. That'll be a fun thing to do on
Yeah.
Reddit, so we can get up people fast. But like that's something that would be fine for 1.0, right? Like if people want progression and stuff, like having a lot of the current stuff we have planned, kind of works out fine. But like I do, not to like complain too much about what you're saying, but I do think when it comes to like we don't have many spare devs. Like a lot of the dev effort right now, like if people do just
Yeah.
want to spend their time doing something fun, that's totally fine. But when it comes to stuff like racing, like that really does take up a lot of people's time, and people have to be like committed to be doing this whole thing. It's not
Right.
just like, okay, I've got like 4 hours off work a week that I want to spend on momentum, something like that. Very reasonable, like casual things someone can work on. Like racing's like shit ton of work for multiple people,
Yeah.
and so like yeah, I don't know. I think like I would love to get learning. Like it'd be such a shame not to have learn because
Yes. Yeah.
like because we've got loads of new people coming in and trying out all these new modes for the first time. We don't have good resources there. That would be a real shame. With learn, we have about half the learn spec written actually. So what we'll probably end up doing is after O10, it would be great to sit down and do that. And then if we do have some kind of spec devs, also learn's really fun to work on.
Yeah.
Might be something if Panzer want to do that'd be awesome, right? Because Panzer's also a mapper and like a really nice guy. So if he's working with the learn mappers on stuff and doing some of the code implementation, that could work great. So like learn would be great. It's just yeah, my at this point in dev and with the time momentum's taking, it's taking a long time. Like my hackles go up whenever it comes to
Adding.
so yeah,
Yeah. Doing
roadmap. I was,
extra
I was kind of
content.
talking about this roadmap boom. There's one in our FAQ in Discord. It's just as I reference it, some of it's kind of out of date. You want to bring that up? Is that possible to do? If we could talk about this real quick.
Oh yeah, like on the
Um,
screen. Yeah.
yeah, does that work?
Yes. Oh wait,
Cool.
if you screen share it, I had
Yeah,
that
okay.
still. I mean that'll
No,
work.
that's fine. Yeah. No, I can do that. I can do that.
It just works
Uh,
really well there.
because yeah, I've been kind of referencing this without actually really talking about it. Actually, let me get the.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's a bit jank, but there you go.
Okay.
That.
Yeah.
Cool.
That and let me just show
Oh
this.
shit! Oh, this is perfect actually because now
There
I
we go.
can.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what's really good about this? Look, I can.
You can
Okay,
draw on it.
so I can draw on it. Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay,
don't see the
so
drawing, unfortunately.
oh, do you not?
No, it's a layer on top, I guess.
Rip.
Not captured. You'd have to do screen share, I guess, but
Let it screenshot. Fuck it. Wait. Change window. I like constantly share like my entire screen on Twitch.
yeah.
I've reached that point. I'm so casual about it. I will show like my internet history on Twitch. It's like I'm so used to it at this point.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm an
Now we can see it.
exceptionally
Yeah.
innocent. Yeah. Okay. So right. So zoning refactor. This is like I want to say like 80%. I think Rio
Yeah.
would say that's about right. Maybe that's a bit optimistic, but okay. Website rewrite done. Map submission. I'm gonna say 85%.
Yeah. In progress.
Lumper like 60%, but it's smaller.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get onto Lumper soon. I'm gonna do some Lumper. PSP convert. Basically that I think.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna say
think
90.
yeah, there's Panzer as well
So
for that.
yeah. There's a bit more stuff of this. This is like map. I guess map submission. I'll say this is like 80 because we need to do some of the in-game stuff for that. So that's coming.
Yeah.
So there's some of the in-games like the map selection stuff throwing that. So then there's this kind of like rewiring stuff we've still got to do. So that's like the kind of last side of really big step besides sort of getting to the last bits of this stuff. Yeah. But then okay, so with 11, right? Bonuses and stage runs, these are actually already in this bit. These are done.
Yeah.
These are like 90% done already because we have the leaderboards working for that already, thanks to Panda's work in the last couple of weeks. Website stuff already handles that. There's just a little bit of stuff with run sessions. Run sessions need to, the stuff that talks to the back end and sends the replay and stuff that needs working. I'll have a clearer picture of where we're at with that once Rio's stuff is in and a bit further along, but it's definitely in Rio's head. And then so replay refactor, like this is like big boy. This is super important, and then kind of leads into AC because
they're tied. They're very directly tied, and I'd be surprised, or I would be surprised if we did the replay refactor and didn't touch any AC related stuff at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Roaming public lobbies is actually at like 90%. It just needs pano work, I think, to expose it.
Yeah. Well, I think we want to, like, some of the lobby stuff we can really clean up. And we're going to be cleaning up some of our pano stuff. The lobby code is like one of the most complex systems we did, and it's the worst written. This was like me and BLT were both like, BLT, like, barely written JavaScript before. I was very out of practice with JavaScript, and like, it's one of the first things I did. We sort of did it together on Pano. So the lobby stuff we can really improve quite a bit. There's other kind of small multiplayer things that like would be really nice to improve. I know Bray said she was interested in doing the like ghost system, right, for debugging. That would be really helpful for that. That'd be great to get out of her. So there's kind of there's a sort of category here of like kind of replay stuff, anti-cheat stuff, and then kind of also I guess multiplayer stuff's kind of separate. You think like replay and anti-cheat, these are kind of the big things. And remember, the main reason we're not releasing momentum now is just leaderboards and inconsistent. We're wiping leaderboards at 1.0, and we want to have, relatively strong anti-cheat and, be collecting the data and stuff that we want from the start, right? Because we don't want to be resetting at any point after 1.0. So having ample anti-cheat stuff or, reasonably good quality is really, really important. So then there's kind of this multiplayer stuff. So there's some MP multiplayer bits that we definitely want to do before 1.0, but then learn we really want to do just because we have some of the learn map stuff, we just don't have that much UI for it or actual game code, and we really want to work on that more and just polish it up. I think with a lot of that we just need to organize mapping stuff a bit more. We might bring on some more new people mapping wise. We don't have any Ahop people currently. We don't have Ninja Cookie anymore, though I don't know if she might be interested in the future. So I think probably post O10 we'll sit down and really think about learn a lot more. And so hopefully we can do kind of learn as that could be something whilst like replay stuff is probably mostly going to be Rio, maybe some Nick, some Slidey. If we have other devs who have free time, this is the kind of thing that if they've got free time, they should be doing this, not racing, right? The learn stuff would be great. Also, it's just really nice to work on, especially if you work well with other people, because you work with the learn mappers and stuff. That's really nice. And then I guess the one thing I've not mentioned here, right, is the ranked point system and XP system. This is really heavily reliant on back-end stuff, and it's a kind of back-end refactor we're going to be doing post 10, where basically all of our data that we currently store is in Postgres, in SQL, which is a way of storing lots of data and querying big chunks of that data very fast. So it's like showing like leaderboard runs, for instance. So it actually does need some optimizations to make those work when you insert stuff, but like which we're going to be doing as well around this same system. But essentially, like those are good for like this kind of very concrete data that lives there for a long time, right? You good? So,
yeah, I'm good. You can keep talking. I'll get it.
I can't see Twitch chat or anything because
it's a good question. It's not a pig.
Oh,
it's a.
It's not a pig. Okay, I can guess what next one. Okay, so yeah. But anyway, so currently everything's in SQL in a big database, like big boy database. For ranking stuff in XP in the future, that data changes very constantly. It's constantly in flux because like the XP you get for completing one run, right? That's going to change when someone else completes another run subtly because these kind of things are all sort of interdependent. And so the way that system needs to work, you have much more data volatility. So the plan there is to be using this in-memory database called Redis. If anyone does any web dev backend stuff, you'll all these terms will make sense. If not, these don't mean anything. But basically, it's a way of storing data that's changing a lot very fast, and then being able to query it fast as well. And so XP and rank points, which is something we absolutely want for 0.10.
Yeah.
Sorry, for 1.0. Will be a lot of these systems require Redis stuff. So that's going to be something that I get to work on basically as soon as this.
Specifically, the rank point system. XP system is just doing things and getting an XP like sum for it.
Yeah, we never
challenges,
take away
milestones. Yeah, so it doesn't change rapidly or whatever. Rank points, on the other hand, is where you are in leaderboards across a game mode, or I guess a sub mode. But that changes whenever someone submits a run better than yours, and that could happen all the time, right? So you could be bumped out of groups. You could be tons of calculations. So
also just user data like that we want to be quite accessible. This kind of data that changes a lot, where it's just not practical if it's all in Postgres all the time, as great as Postgres is. So this is probably going to be my thing after a 10, which I'm really looking forward to. The other thing that we don't have here, but it kind of relates to all of this in terms of backend stuff, is we do, like I said, want to move to WebSockets for some stuff at least.
Yeah.
So game state, like right now, HTTP is basically you call a server with some stuff and you have some data on it, and this is like this Twitch page, the main page you got over HTTP, right? The stream and stuff, that's going to be over RTC or something or other, but WebRTC I think is what Twitch uses now. With game stuff, like HTTP is not a very good system for that. I know I'm really rambling about all this stuff now, but this is for stuff like racing and stuff. Whilst we absolutely want to do racing and stuff, it's just for me, I just can't see how it's possibly do it by 1.0. But having WebSockets, and we basically have player state right now. Like if we want to say like, oh, the server's restarting, though we'll try to do quite good outage DevOps stuff, but we'll see.
We'll probably time it with Steam's if they don't fucking figure out how to do an AB. We'll probably do it on Tuesdays with Steam if we ever need to do anything other than emergency ones. But
HLS. Oh, does it? HLS is gross. Anyway, so if we can't like notify the client with anything currently. Like all we do right now is just send HTTP requests to the backend. The game sends stuff to the backend and does stuff when the backend responds. What we want is to be able to have also for anti-cheating, like the fact we do want you to have a constant connection to the game, and we can kind of know more about what we're doing. Because that way we can expect the client to behave in the right ways and whatever. WebSockets gives us.
Just trying to subway surfer in the corner.
Well, if I that. Oh, wait. There. Okay, I'll just leave that like that. Okay. I can't look at my. I can watch the Twitch stream on my other monitor. I can even see the diagram on the stream as well, so I can just look at it. Okay, so the WebSocket stuff, like I'm really worried about that becoming super complex. Mainly because these systems I really want to test well, right? So testing is making sure your programs behave, especially with back-end systems and stuff. You really want to test well, and getting adequate testing for WebSockets I don't think should be too bad, but it adds to the workload, and it's the kind of thing that I've spent. I'll probably end up doing some of the WebSocket stuff. It'll take me like a couple of months and be pretty exhausting, but very, very, very nice to have. And for stuff like racing, it allows us to do that because the server can like actually know the client state. Like they can have just some like shared. I don't know if we do a kind of. It gets complicated when we have multiple backend instances, but presumably if they end up using Redis and they're using the same Redis instance, and maybe if we even do replication, that way we can sort of know more about what the player's doing and notify the player when stuff happens, and that just means we get way more freedom to do stuff like racing, and with AC and stuff. It's also just way, way faster, and it just makes our server stuff cheaper, and it's all a really exciting prospect. With a lot of 0.10 web stuff and the web rewrite stuff, a lot of it's been kind of rewriting existing systems, and it's all been a bit boring. I'm really looking forward to doing this work afterwards, where we actually kind of get our hands dirty a bit more, using some slightly more complex systems than just like Postgres and like very run-of-the-mill HTTP stuff.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like some of that stuff, and a lot of it's very functional for stuff like map submission works very well for, but for game stuff where we are kind of live service, like having a actually live connection makes a lot of sense. And WebSockets is like, if we were doing this like 10 years ago, we'd probably be doing something way more crunchy, in-house, messy stuff. I don't know if it'd be UDP based, and would we do kind of something more. WebSockets like standardizes a lot of stuff and makes it very easy for us to do from the game and backend side, so that's quite nice. Anyway, I've really rambled about all that, but hopefully that gives some kind of like these web things and stuff. I will take some time, but like we can schedule these out quite efficiently between different devs. So yeah, if like Nick and Rio and Slidey and people are doing some of the replay and AC stuff, I'll be doing some of these things like XP stuff and Redis stuff and WebSocket stuff, and then learn and things. We'll see. If anyone is interested in contributing to this stuff, it's actually going to be really fun stuff we do after a 10. So if you want to do either web work, be it like front end or back end, or game UI, there's going to be lots of stuff there. It's just generally the people we're looking for that are people that are fairly involved with it, right? That want to actually do. We'll have more with the new front end like being cleaned up a lot, and especially as we get more statistics. A lot of our stats right now for player activity is just really poor. We don't even track like the amount of time you spend on a map, right?
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of stats
Yeah. As we start doing more of that, like there'll be so much more fun stuff we can do on front end in terms of like showing statistics and graphing and stuff. Like there's going to be lots to do there. That would be great to get more people involved with that. But yeah, I guess desirable. We put races in desirable.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dedicated lobbies would be awesome. I feel like we're so likely to end up doing like post 1.0, right? We end up working on races and dedicated lobbies pretty soon after. And then trick stuff would be so nice to have. It's just like there's no reason for us to work on it before 1.0, because like it's just another feature that doesn't really affect other stuff. It's just another thing to have, and why spend the time not getting the whole game out if you could be doing that first, then getting the extra new feature out.
Yeah.
Whilst with stuff like map submission, it really does make sense to do it now, because like we want to get maps in and get them at a high standard, so we're not constantly having to re-add maps and stuff and reset leaderboards because maps are buggy. And okay, I think that was our first question.
Yeah.
We don't have many questions. I've been deliberately like taking a while on this.
But it's here's our roadmap. It's we got a lot of stuff that ties together, but yeah, we really have. Tom was showing that of like we have zoning, we have replay refactor, we have any cheat as our core things that we need.
Yeah.
And then other tech that we want to implement to scale and like make sure that our 1.0 is going to be nice. What am I like edge bugging on that? But yeah, it's getting there. Can I not jump? Do I have to?
I have a really funny way of doing this stage. I don't think it's intentional to try to catch up with you. Like, show it.
I think I have to use the platform that boosts you right here. But I'm trying to see, because you can get over to that first one, but I think I need to handheld the second one, but I get over there before it even explodes. Anyway, yeah, see, I think it's, and it's not going to explode in time. So I need like a little more time there, but cool. So yeah, all right. We'll go on to our next asked question. Thank you, Disres, for that. Kind of turned into a little bit of a tangent, but that's kind of what these streams are now. I mean, it's really just like getting these questions at least guaranteed answered, and then answering things in chat and just kind of going on tangents that might answer some things. So yeah.
Well, I feel with this stuff, like when we've got a bunch of stuff, I'm just going to talk about the dev process.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly address Slurp's question that's been asked like twice now, which is thoughts on Roblox, Surf, and Ahop. And all I can really answer that is me and Nick are both in our like late 20s or mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
So no is the answer to that. we don't have thoughts on it. I don't think. I don't.
I have not played it, but it's cool. I guess I don't know. I mean, Roblox and the company behind it are very shady.
Oh God, they are, aren't they? Aren't they
Yeah,
like?
they like exploit the children making the modes and money for them. But
Yeah,
anyway, yeah,
very
I other
tough.
than that
We should do
stuff,
that.
I haven't really seen Roblox stuff. I think it's cool. I think that's what Roblox is meant to kind of be, is just this like
Yeah.
hodgepodge of like
I can't wait to
everything.
not work on working on sandbox games. Is so God, I can't wait to not work on sandbox games. Not that Momentum's really a sandbox, but it kind of is. I just want to work on like an actual game.
Yeah, like a game with like one, yeah, like system or like thing in mind. Oh, I meant to drop that. Oops.
Yeah, trying. The children yearn for the move. Yeah. I'm really
That's
enjoying
pretty
this
good.
map, by the way.
Yeah, this map is awesome, Mist. I'm really having fun. I know this is probably
Um,
not how to do this
oh,
intended.
Nick, can I show you my insane strat for this?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
actually
yeah.
works? Can you spec?
Yeah, I can
Or...
spec, yep.
This is like, I've actually done this twice now. You can,
Oh,
like,
it's like off of that. Interesting.
it's like a, I don't know if it's like a reverse movement on this, but it, yeah, you can kind of like smash yourself into it.
Smash into it. That might be intended because I think
don't think it is.
the blue,
Or you can just do that. Yeah, that works.
yeah, and then you
Is
bunny
that
hop that.
intended?
That might be intended. I'm doing
Yeah.
it completely differently.
Yeah, I do feel with Conc, like, these easy maps are just so fun to play.
Yeah, right?
I'm
And
not very good at
speedrun.
Conc. I'm sure if I was better, I'd like the harder maps more, but like I don't enjoy spending loads of time trying to do like one really tough thing.
Oh,
Like
you can two conk this with just a handheld for the second one.
two Conc.
Really? Holy shit. Okay, hold on. I gotta experiment with that. Is it off of this wall? So then, for those who don't know what the fuck I'm doing and what this is Conk. This is from Team Fortress Classic, actually, all the way TF2's grandfather, or direct, prequel.
Yeah, your father.
Yeah. Anyway, it is a mode where two classes, Scout and Medic, both had a grenade that concussed enemies, and the idea behind it, and themselves. And the idea behind it is the closer you are to the grenade, the less of a knockback you get. But the further away you are, oh, I must restart it. Let's
Yeah.
go.
It's such a weird mechanic. Like it's really counterintuitive.
It's very counterintuitive.
Really
and it's,
interesting gameplay.
Yeah, like you have to kind of like
you think about it,
throw it and stuff. It's yeah.
So there's kind of like a radius right to the explosion, and if you want to be as like to get the biggest boost at least, you want to be as far away from that radius, but still within the radius, right? Than to get the boost. So
I see,
like,
Mist. Yeah, sorry, Mist gave me
the timing of it is like so. It's so enjoyable. Like it's such a unique mode, and it's so weird that it's as good as it is. But
I love it. I love it and
Yeah.
Ahop. Ahop is Half-Life 2's current
Yeah.
movement. Oops.
yeah, I'm down for some Ahop in a minute. Oh,
Yeah.
we have a new Ahop. I completely forgot. We have the new map.
Yeah.
We've got a really fantastic new Ahop map to play in a minute.
Yeah.
I say fantastic. It's stupid, but it's great.
Oh,
yeah, these,
wow,
like,
that is an
newer modes,
amazing strat. Just double conking it.
Cronking it. It's like cronking it.
Cronking it.
Yeah, I've been. Can you not cronk it on stream, please, Nick?
All right, I won't. Made it. All right. Thank you for the tip, Miss. That was actually really sick. I kind of had the right idea. I was just priming the second conk too late and throwing it. But cool. Very cool. Very
It's
fun.
really fun to watch as well. Watching really good conk players.
Oh my god, yeah. Like Emp. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that
right.
shit was sick. I'm doing it for the.
There's something
stream.
where like if you can like get in that like headspace of getting like the super good. Yeah, the YouTube video for this map's really fun as well.
Damn.
Yeah. Also, we don't replays don't currently store conks. Unfortunately, we'll get that at 011. We kind of have some of that code already though.
Oh, I have to throw that a little later.
Well, yeah.
We can return to our asked questions here.
Yeah. So Cubby asks, if you share an account with a mate that doesn't have mmod, is that a way to lose your key?
No.
We wouldn't know if you were doing that. Also, we don't really care. Like,
we don't really care if you do that. But at the same time, Steam does. So don't do that.
Yeah, or I don't think they do very much. Steam makes so little effort to stop people making old accounts, frankly, that...
well, not all, but account sharing, right? There's
right,
family sharing.
Kind of, like,
But
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess the main thing I would say was like playtest stuff. Like, just don't make odd accounts, because if you're making odd accounts, you're just like lowering the chance of other people getting in and increasing the chance that you get in with like 2 different accounts. Means
yeah,
someone else didn't get in. If you're sharing accounts with friends and stuff, yeah, whatever. Like, we don't care. But like, we can't. I think there's some like the Steam keys we generate. I think we can retract, but I don't think we ever have.
yeah,
Like,
no,
we
we're
had a
not.
guy at one time like try to like sell a key, and we just like banned him and trolled him on the back end.
Yeah,
Don't do that. That's
yeah,
just so
don't.
scummy.
Please do not sell access to the game. We can't because of our legal agreement with Valve.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I
and
mean, we would probably look into monetization. But even with the playtest, Valve don't want you to do.
even if we could sell playtest access, we wouldn't, because
Yeah,
it's gross.
yeah,
It's a
and
playtest. Like, it's
yeah,
not the point. We're making a game that's going to be free to everyone when it's out. Selling access to it before it's finished is just crazy.
yeah.
That would leave a really bad taste in my mouth.
So, yeah, your access is up to you and your friend.
Please
If you
don't
want to give your
leak our game,
friend,
by the way.
what was that?
Please don't leak our game as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's really annoying if
yeah.
someone's like leak our. Where's that guy? The hi, I leaked your game lol on
Yeah,
Steam.
and like posted the folder
It's
even though
like
we
a
update it.
Dropbox to the
And you
Steam.
need okay, so here's the thing about that. If you download like a leaked build or whatever, first of all, we can't guarantee that it's safe. Like they probably modified something, right? Second of all,
Yeah,
you need the game on your Steam account to have it work with the website, which is like
yeah. We just
95% of the gameplay.
you won't get
Unless
any
you
maps.
have the
Like, as soon
maps.
as you try to alt, it just blocks you.
Yeah. So, yeah, just don't download leaked builds. If you have a reason to really need to play it, like mapping, we give keys for that. But realistically, like, you just gotta
Game
be
ain't done.
patient with the game ain't done. The
We'll do a
playtest,
bunch of drops at 0.10, although we're
yeah,
never gonna drop everyone access until 1.0 because
yeah.
that's the release. I'm not gonna talk about the whole release schedule even more, but you know what I mean. We really need to make the ghost. Can you do that already? Like the lower the ghost conc.
Oh no,
We were
yeah. I
gonna
think
do
I
that
think
at some
Ghost
point.
Concs are a separate var that hasn't been made. Also easy
Oh yeah, because it's
made it. But yeah, so yeah, don't leak our game. Don't sell access to the game if you have
yeah.
it. You can share it with a friend. I know there's not family sharing for some reason. Don't know why it's not supported. We didn't turn that off or anything. I think it's just
No, you're only allowed to
playtest.
share it with a blood relative. Like,
Steam verifies that. Gabe comes over and just makes sure that you're related. Where am I going? Oh, up further. Okay, this is probably a double.
should we
Oh
move on?
shit, it's a triple. Yeah. Sorry. Let's go to the next one. Thank you for that question.
Oh, sorry. Weeks. So what's the release for
Yes.
limiting players and what are the requirements? We kind of been talking about this already. I'm gonna run through this real quick. You kind of already did it once. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go again. I'm not gonna publicly release the game to everyone until the game is actually fully out. I'm not willing to do a sort of full. We want to make the release actually the release. And right now, Momentum is not finished. All leaderboards are getting wiped at 1.0. Like, everything is getting wiped. Like, literally all the data in the DB right now is going soon at 0.10. And then multiple times after that. Like, the game, basically, 1.0 for us is when the game is ready to be played by everyone. That's kind of how we're categorizing it. The stuff that we're picking that needs to go in 1.0, we're deliberately picking the stuff that is required for the game to be like in this like fully finished state. That's what we're going for, right? And so we're not gonna just piggyback, or not piggyback, just like ignore that whole scheduling and just because people want it. So I'm sorry that like people are waiting. I know with like Valve's CS:GO, CS2 stuff, it's just like, well, I don't know what they're doing. But at the same time, we're not willing to just do some big public release to everyone. Like, we maybe could be more. We post it in various places already. Maybe we could put it in more places, even still, about like the fact that the drop rate is so slow. Because I think some people just don't realize that it's as slow as it is. I really recommend not like thinking about access all day. Like it genuinely can take like over a year. That's the average, and also the average from now. If we don't have it now, it's going to be over a year. We'll have O10 out by then, hopefully, almost certainly.
Yeah.
If not, I'm giving up.
Yeah. No, we will. It's
Yeah.
so like close with everyone's work. Yeah.
But yeah. The what am I saying? Sorry. It's just so drop rates will increase before the next year, right? But yeah, it's never going to be until 1.0. Well, at least this is our current plans now, and I can't imagine us changing our minds like
Right.
that.
No.
We're gonna give everyone access before then, just because the time when everyone gets access is release. Like it's the stuff we're picking to do for release is the stuff that we want before everyone gets access, namely leaderboards being consistent, all that stuff. So yeah, if you really want to key, yeah, you can contribute. I mean, really, the people that contribute, I hope people contribute because they want to get the game out. Like, literally, all of the work being done, all the stuff that I've just been talking about, is being done by people that want the game out. Why we're doing the work, like some of the stuff we gain from it, like you gain a lot of experience from that. Good reason to contribute, by the way, of just doing this work. But ultimately, it's a shitload of work, and
Yeah.
we're doing it because we want the game out. Like, but also we're not like, you know, gonna just release it early because we're desperate to get it out, right? We are desperate to get it out, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna get it out like whatever. Anyway, we've said variations of that whole thing about 17 times on Q&As now, I think. So the requirements right now, the main requirements for getting a key are contributing, where the main areas we're interested in there are web. Though
Yes.
some stuff like if you do vector illustrations, Wolf Boy's been doing some work there, but we could do is more vector aarseths for game mode icon, stuff like that. If you're doing like computey related stuff kind of to do with games and web design, like there often are areas to help out. Just main thing is just hang out on our Discord and chat with us, and I'm happy to talk with people interested in sort of web sort of stuff. But the main thing is like it is relatively clear who is doing stuff because they want a key and who actually wants to contribute to the project. If you do just want a key and you do contribute in like a reasonable way, like you actually do some code or whatever, we will give you a key. But it is also like what we're interested in is the people that want to put in like hefty amount of work because they also want to get the game out in the same way that we do. But yeah, main requirements right now are really just thingy. What is it?
Oh shit! I have to prime one for this.
Oh, this one's ridiculous.
Oh, okay. That boosts me. I didn't. I did it too late. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I think this is it.
So
Wait,
bad
no.
at this
Okay.
thing.
I see. I see. I have to do it when I see the black.
Should we move on?
Yes. Let me hit this jump and then I'll hit the next
Okay.
question. Was that it? No, it wasn't. All right. Close. All right. Thank you for that question. Here's the next one.
Will momentum being false any kind of username consistency for leaderboards? People change their Steam names, which makes keeping track of who's who hard sometimes. So the way our backend does this currently, though we may tweak this a little bit, is we frequently, though I actually lose track, frequently check your alias on. Sorry, this isn't true. What we do is when you first log into the game, Momentum, we take the Steam ID of. Wait, this is okay. At least what the new backend does, and I'm actually a bit confused by what the old backend does because people's names do change regularly. And I'm not sure why. The new backend picks your alias that you currently have on Steam when you first sign up, and then your alias in Momentum is just the one you set it to, and you can change that in the website. So if you have a normal Steam name and that's just your normal username, and that's what you want to keep using, you can just do that. But if you have some silly Steam name like XBman does constantly or whatever, like you can just that won't change in the future, like that. We'll keep using the alias that you put. So yeah. So you can change your alias what you want. It's just currently like it's not just based on Steam using. So But so yeah, if you do some run with a certain username, and you get on the leaderboard, right? Then if you then change your alias on the website, that name on the leaderboard changes, right? Like that just the leaderboard run just refers to a user, and that user name changes, or alias as we call it. Don't know why it's called alias, but okay. So yeah, username consistency. Like, I think the current backend just like constantly queries Steam for what your username is and just updates
When you
it.
log in, it changes.
Yeah, but I
it,
swear that I see people's like username on the leaderboards like change.
Yeah, no, and then that uses Steam's API to do it directly.
Oh, we do it every login.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we just do it on sign up now because why constantly change the alias? I guess if you want to keep it up to date, we also have a thing for changing your alias on the website.
Yeah.
So how does that work? If we're constantly changing your alias anyway based on the Steam one.
Well, the main thing with that is we do have the concept of verified runners or verified users, like people that are like the real, and stuff, really like just like really popular people, right? That is to prevent people from, like, first of all, for you to know who's really, the person, versus like.
You can also just look at their Steam account.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
I mean, that system, like, it's not that. I feel like that system is an overthought system that we designed like years ago. Sorry, I'm always just shit talking all the old momentum stuff. But sorry, but how does that affect the username stuff? So like, why? Like, so we don't.
Yeah, that was almost it. Damn it! If I was a little further. So I really want people to be able to kind of change their name. I think, being tied to one name isn't really that's why like the verification for the name and like not being able to change it really after you verify yourself is for the people that are like known as a specific name or alias.
You can change your name. You just change it in the website. It's on your profile thing.
Right. No, I just meant from that verified standpoint of like you want it to be consistent because like all of your branding is this username and stuff.
Yeah, the rule for verified stuff is just that two verified people can't have the same name. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the only check we do.
Yeah.
So a verified person can change their name to whatever. It's just if they do that, then. But also, yeah. But the verified system, like, I'd be surprised if we actually use that very much. Like, I don't know. Like, if it's nice to have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like when it comes to our backend and stuff. We only care about your Steam ID, which will never change. So like you can really have, but like obviously we want names and stuff to be like, not the N-bomb or other ways to pronounce it. So like
people. We just ban them.
Right.
We have this really the current report system or the ban system has like separate bans for like alias ban and bio ban and avatar ban. Like, I think in the future that would just be like social ban. Like, if you're doing that, if you're setting your name to slurs, you presumably we just auto mute you in lobbies as well in the same way. We just ban you from doing that stuff temporarily. I don't know. We do want to discuss some of the report system stuff in the future, right? We keep meaning to sit down and talk about that more, but like, I'm not in any way against the verified thingy. But the main thing with Steam aliases is, you just the name you have in Momentum like probably should correspond to your Steam username. It doesn't have to.
Yeah, right.
It's just gonna be confusing to people in lobbies. Like if you don't. The avatars are always the same because we don't store your avatar. We actually just store your Oh, actually, I'm trying to think. I don't know if we actually do. How often we check to see if your avatar's changed?
Oh, does it not? I thought Steam just invalidates like the cache that they have and uses the same URL.
So I don't think we currently do a Steam call every time you log in, like the old backend does. Maybe we do, and I'm just forgetting. But like,
it would be good. It would be good on login or like auth, just to update.
Yeah, or I guess just every time we generate a JWT. But, but I mean, is there much point to that? Like, just for getting like the, I guess with avatars it does make sense. If you change your avatar, like it should when it's a bit unfortunate that we can't, because like some user could change your avatar and then just go offline.
Yeah.
You didn't have to play momentum again, and then you can have a missing avatar there. Also,
Yeah.
all I know, Steam doesn't even invalidate the old ones. Like, Steam seems a bit weird with some of that stuff. By weird, I mean lazy.
Well, is it a new URL for the profile, or is it the same
I
URL,
believe
just
so.
the image? Oh, okay.
I think it's a new URL. I could be
I
wrong.
think that makes sense because that way, yeah, like systems like ours that use the old one don't. I don't know. I mean, worst case at 404s, and we just show the question mark, right?
Yeah, that's if
If it
we
actually genuinely invalidates, so we'll be
yeah.
all right. But
We'll
oh
play around with it. Honestly,
no,
like this
I
sort of people
bonked my
like
head. Fuck, that was almost it. I'm doing this probably really convoluted, but I like it. I like doing this in two Kongs.
we've played this map
Easy,
for a
easy.
while. This is
All
a good map
right.
though.
Oh, I love the new
Um,
models. Let's go.
it is rolling around,
Rolling.
rolling.
Oh,
What?
damn it.
Uh, but yeah, username stuff we'll figure out.
Yeah.
Honk sounds like a slur.
Oh, that's it.
It does.
That's
Honk is like
it.
a slang term for someone's nose.
Let's go. How much
Like
XP
pretty
am I gonna get for
figuratively.
this? There's no more mapping mode. Hey, let's
Rip
go.
mapping mode. Oh yeah, we got rid of mapping mode. Hope people
Yeah.
missed that.
Level 23 now. I'm also stuck?
We also
Oh, wait,
made
no,
the
I'm
game
on a
rational.
conch. That's moving. That's sick. This is an awesome map, Mist. Is that Mars? Holy shit. Shouts to Vertical Impact.
Shout out to Mars, the planet.
Oh shit, we're
This
entering the
this
giant
map
conch.
genuinely is of the conch maps we've got at least. I feel like I don't know. I guess I just like the easy ones. This is definitely the best easy conch map. Besides, I'm fond of speed.
Nice.
But this map is really great. I just
Nice,
like the
nice.
long maps.
Yeah. Oh, shouts to testers. Nice. Yeah, very beautiful map. Very nicely done. I love maps that have like endings and stuff like that. Sweet.
I'm
Conch
just.
Drive 2 in Momentum. That was very epic.
Shall
That was
we
an
shall we
awesome finish.
move on to the next map?
Yes, and the next
So
question.
I think what we should do is I just want to talk map for a moment. So let's just play Ahop fries for a moment. Okay.
Okay.
With the
Yeah.
at least watch the world record of fries. Fries is a really great map by Dacky Ox. Ignore that. Ignore that map. No,
Okay.
not that.
Oh, gotcha.
Fries.
Okay.
Um, so this is a map that Dacky Ox made, which is pretty great. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of this map. Maybe just watch the world record. It's pretty fun. So this one is made by a real person. The normal map. Someone's placed a bunch of fries. Dacky Ox placed a bunch of fries.
Damn.
However, this then motivated Mithril to make a dumber version of fries. You want to go to
Oh
Ahop
my god.
utilizing
Okay.
the new engine map size limit.
Oh my god, is this a grid size fries?
Yeah,
Oh no.
the big boy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also, this is not made by a human, or at least mostly isn't. This is made using a PyVMF script.
Oh my
I was
god.
saying one thing that'd be really fun is we have a map VMF uploading. I'd love to have like map like Python PyVMF script up storage. Like you can just
Oh
submit
yeah.
the source code for your map.
Yeah, that
Um,
would be sick.
so yeah, PyVMF is a Python library for generating VMF files, which are
Oh
they're just
no,
plain
it's
text,
over.
and those are the formats that maps are stored in, or like map source files are stored in. Um,
It's
and
like
so you can just
Honey, I
generate one
Shrunk
of
the
them.
Runner. This is
And
crazy.
yes,
Oh, okay, we're going.
it's a bit much. It's very. I think if
Oh, I
I'm
didn't do
sure
the
it is
hop.
quite possible to take like a consistent line on stuff, but I just inevitably end up like um going a different route every time. So it's like, yeah,
Oh,
it's great fun.
okay, I'm surfing. So just for scale, I'm still the same size
Yeah.
But our map size, by the way, just kind of shilling for Strata, the entire point of getting engine access means we can completely tear apart the source engine to our whim, including updating the limits that the BSP file format faces. So this, for example, it doesn't even render because my my Z far plane.
There's fog on this because otherwise
Oh,
it would just become
yeah,
a laggy mess.
laggy mess. Yeah, so I can override
So
the fog or go out of
when
bounds.
playing
No,
this,
never
like
mind.
keep in mind with Ahop, you are just at max velocity like very easily.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you basically the length of this is 4 times what you can do in other games, other source
Yes.
games that
Yeah.
aren't on Strata. As far as I know, we're the only like engine build that's ever done it. This is mostly aarseths work, by the way, who is
Yes.
just an exceptionally skilled engine programmer who has been just a big source head, and aarseths incredible. This was a lot of work doing this refactor, because this just touches so many different areas of the engine.
Yeah.
But it's such a privilege to have like really insanely like dedicated source heads on the project that can do this stuff. Because you just have to understand so
Fuck.
much about the engine to do this. Earlier this week, I struggled to understand how pointers worked. Meanwhile, SL is
That's where you always start.
doing the.
Yeah.
I do know the stuff, kind of. I was
And even in modern C++,
embarrassing myself.
like you can just use a wrapper class like unique pointer, shared
Well, that's what I
pointer.
was getting confused by.
And
Well, I was getting confused by pointers. Pointers versus move semantics and
yeah.
stuff. So not move semantics is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so this map's
Oh,
great.
that's standable.
Stop talking about C++. So yeah, the normal source maps would be 4 times later. So this map doesn't feel that long in a way, just because you go so fast in Ahop. Thanks, infamous Booba. But yeah, this is really silly. But also, I just love yeah, auto-generated map stuff. There's so much potential there. You can make really fun stuff, especially most like Ahop that are so these kind of maps work super well. But there's all sorts of stuff that you could do in terms of auto-generating map files.
Keep
I'd love to
falling
see
off the
people do it more.
side. I'm trying to ASH so I have a rough idea of where I'm going, but I think the ABH is probably a safer bet just because of the speed.
I just realized we don't have mapping mode anymore, which means I can play this map in the cursed version. Expect me.
All right, one sec. I might be making it. I might actually beat the map. Let's see.
You're not making it.
I'm pretty low, but I can do it. Okay. Oh, God.
So I'm just playing the map normally, but with that mapping mode, you can you can go a little bit faster.
Yeah. So just for reference,
It's
mapping mode
scary.
was a way that we kind of separated out a lot of gameplay changing things like that. Yeah, you can also notice that like our networking over Maxvel starts to kind of glitch out. That's something that we're going to improve in the future. A lot of the networking. Oh my God, you almost made it.
Yeah, that was a weird launch I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
It used
weapon
to
is
be
that?
you have
That's
like
the defrag railgun made by
yeah,
False.
I have view models off, so I don't. We do want to figure out view model stuff a bit, do stuff a bit different in the future. We'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it used to be that you had to restart the game to do that, run it in mapping mode or whatever, which was silly. And thanks to Bird for getting rid of that.
Yes.
We're talking about all the fun O10 stuff, and Bird went and did this, which is a really boring but really, really helpful part of O10. So sorry for forgetting Bird on that. So honestly, like, Bird's such a nice thing. Also, on that note, the zoning UI stuff we'll be able to show off relatively soon. And stuff like that. We do have.
Yeah.
I was talking mostly about
It's
meteor and panda stuff, just because that's been in
Yeah.
my area. Yeah, so the one
Peanscreaker on the
Pin
team.
Creature
Yeah.
has been working on the zoning UI. Bird's been doing this getting rid of mapping mode, which is super nice, and some other stuff. Is the view model glitching out? Yeah, that's still that ridiculous vertex imprecision issue that I feel like SL or someone must be able to fix that relatively. Like, I don't know if I've ever spoken about it with more. It's source meshes, like they always like draw based on like the origin? Like the further away from
Yes.
the origin, you what is it? How does it do it?
The further away from the origin you are, the less precise, or the floating point math that happens on the meshes starts to
Yeah.
freak out. I
So
don't
floating
know if
points are
it's a
like decimal
shader.
numbers, and computers don't like those.
Yeah. And it's just, it starts to wobble. If I move closer to the like center of the map, if I do seal show pause, oops, not that one. And we just go to the center of the map, which is it this way? Yeah, it's gonna be this way. It's probably near the end zone, actually.
Spec me, Nick.
But you notice the warbling starts to cut down.
Nick, spec me.
Yeah,
Trust me.
and like right here, right? Like right here, it's fine. It's not warbling at all. It's only once you start going. So the normal position was around 30, 20, was it 32? So like you can
No.
see it's starting to warble here a little bit because this is the
So the
original.
solution to this is like, yeah,
Yeah.
changing how model rendering stuff works. Spec me.
Yeah.
Because I can
that's a good, yeah, they're falling out of bounds, and yeah, the meshes do not like that. Yeah, they just don't know how to render. It's pretty good. Wait, our UI is also fucked a little bit. Why is it? That was weird. It was
the
like,
grid positioning stuff.
yeah, what
You
was
actually
that?
can crash the game. You can actually crash other people.
Yeah, floating
Yes.
points.
Because you could if you fly outside of bounds enough, you can
Yeah.
cause the engine to crash for some
Oh, that's show pause.
overflow or something.
Gotcha.
So you can get people in the spec queue and then immediately TP to that location and crash both of their games. So that's a fun little exploit that I discovered a while ago.
Oh, it didn't ramp.
So we actually should probably check that at some point. Like if you spec someone, like check how far from the origin they are, and not spec them, not let you do that. Because like you can, not that big a thing, but like it is a way to crash. That actually is quite a big
think
thing.
we
You can
actually
crash
do. We
any other person.
validate packets, I
Really?
thought we validate, like, yeah, if your packets aren't within
Ah.
the grid size.
Well, clearly not, because
Yeah, because that just worked, but weird. Maybe that was removed? I don't know. I thought we had that. I thought we had like a bounce check for that. We do for like velocity and stuff. Maybe we don't for position.
I think the position maybe not.
But yeah, we could do that for position. That's fine. But yeah, if you're just out of bounds, we could just have some like UI thing like pop up when you spec them and just put you in origin, or
I wonder if you
just
can do that in
not let
other
you.
source games, though. Like, I mean, can you do that in multiplayer with other games? Be fun.
What did I just jump off of there? What the fuck was that? That was sick though. I don't think I'm gonna make it though. This might be the end. I can get some height off of that. Wait, hold on. This might not be the end. Oh no. Yeah, no, this is the end. I can see the finish line though. I can do it. I don't know the line to take. Let's watch the world record though. Oh, Ninja Cookie's got it. Let's see. Where does she go? Left? Oh, up. Okay, so you wanna get pretty much as much height as you can and then go down. That makes sense. The flicks off of it is insane.
Yeah. Ahop is a silly mode.
Very silly mode.
I'd like to see someone beat this in Conc.
Yeah, like other modes, right? Like rocket jump and sticky jump. Well, sticky jump, you just vert the entire way. Wow. Oh my god. Yeah. That's insane. All right.
Oh, I see what. No, Ninja's like going. Wait. I don't.
Above. All right. Let's go to our next question. Thank you, Ark, for that. Our next question is by Pip. We got
Pip
Python.
3, the package manager. Yeah. I don't know what map to play. I might play Coast. I don't care. Would it be possible to implement sprays similar to CSS/gmod?
Yes.
Or like other source games?
Yes, but not user uploaded.
No, those things are insane. Why did
Yeah,
Valve ever do that? I guess that's
yeah.
like Quake stuff.
That
Like,
is random
it's,
binary bytes that we don't want you to download and try to
yeah, like I
show.
want to see like obscene content. There's like 10-year-old me playing Counter Strike for the first time or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. So
like
it was an awesome feature, but we like sprays. I like sprays and stuff.
eh.
I
We
really
have
want to
paint.
have an official like spray kind of
Let's rewrite the decal system first.
yeah, that's probably more important actually because paint's built off of
Paint
it
Paint
and
is fun. Paint lets you draw stuff, but like
yeah.
is not sprays. Like I don't understand with sprays is like you either do just any user can upload what image and so just expose anyone on the server you're playing on to just enormous amounts of pornography or worse. Or you just like do like lame like unlockable ones like Overwatch, CS:GO and stuff has, and it's
Yeah.
like I mean who cares? Like they just I guess they're okay, but it's like I don't know. They always just seemed a bit those things just seem a bit crappy to me, you know?
Yeah.
Forest spray. Uh, for it. For it.
So, yes, there can be sprays in the cosmetic store as kind of just like as we find like kind of things that would work for it. It would be cool to maybe have like clan sprays and stuff too, just a more
Yeah,
regulated
yeah,
process around a user submitted one or like user custom one. But yeah, we're not going to go
yeah.
full balls to the wall, let you just literally see balls to the wall
Because
sprays.
I feel like in moment,
um,
like it might be. I mean, you know, in Discord and stuff, people. I mean, with our server, we don't let people post images until they've
yeah,
been in the server and spoken a bit. We have a
yeah.
bot thing for that. But like, I don't know. Like, maybe for some communities, like it wouldn't be that bad. But genuinely, like you know, when I was like a young teen playing Counter Strike Source, like you know, it was
It's a
pretty
wild
extreme content
time.
there.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like you'd be playing on like what is it like pool party or whatever, and you know, going around shooting your friends, and then you look at like the wall, and it's like, oh look,
Fucking
everyone's posted their a different picture of some breasts. You
yeah.
know, like it's you know like eh, it's just some
Yeah.
people like that stuff, and they want to like show it to other people. I don't know. I've always anyway like.
I don't know. We could like in the very far future look into a way to make it so that like you can see friends sprays or something like
Oh
I don't
come
know.
on!
I
Yeah,
at
it's
that
like
point
yeah.
it's like it devalues like even having like official sprays at all because
Official boob spray.
official tits. Oh, I just got some height off of that. Let's go. Oh, I missed. But yeah, very cool map. I again cannot wait to grind stuff like this because this is very very funny. Um, uh, but yeah, when it comes to sprays, we're likely going to have more of an official avenue, but won't employ the only 50 uses thing, which
Oh
I
yeah,
think
those are
CS2
yeah,
got
that's
rid of
right.
finally or something. I don't
They get
know.
rid. What is yeah? But
I don't know
also,
why you could only use it a couple of times. I guess they really want you to buy more, but for ours it will just be something you can unlock and like leave a mark on the
I've
world.
always sprays are just a bit crap. It's like unlockables. I don't know. They've always just seemed a bit.
Yeah,
I know CS, whereas they want to just have as many like unlockable things as possible, good market and whatever, and also
right, like
like
gloves for your
it's not
hands.
TF2 where they can just make everyone look completely insane and it doesn't really harm the game that much.
Yeah.
Um, but like with CS, like you know, the player models they have for CS are so bad. And they even like you know they don't want to do the super garish stuff. I suppose like with us, like
Usually dank memes and not porn. To be fair, you always had a mod. Yeah, that is fair. Yeah,
okay,
as long as there's people
yeah,
to report, right? You could also take
yeah,
care
but
of
we don't
that.
want to do
We could make it so that it's like, oh, you have to be a certain level in game too, so that it's like, yeah, obviously you won't join a server with level ones and like
like
see
yeah.
literally just the worst shit
I
ever.
think yeah, no, for me with like CSS, like it really was like it was. It's just porn. Like,
Yeah.
just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, there's a certain people. Like, maybe there were just fewer memes back in the day, or like the kind of memes you'd see would be like, this was in the era of I can has bucket,
Yeah.
which is an excellent meme that I think is really I miss. Um, but like, I don't know. I think there are still like, if you like play like games on Steam now, the number of people that have like big booba anime avatars, like, like I feel like like Steam have got a bit more strict with what you can have an avatar and stuff, but like
Yeah.
I'm sure
Probably
there's a lot
because
of people
they're
that do just
yeah.
want to post like as much pornography as they can, which I always do find really funny because sprays seem like a kind of social activity, and is that a thing that like guys do, like social porn looking at? I don't know. Anyway,
It's not something
like
I want to do, but
I
yeah,
mean,
no.
yeah,
I don't know. I
we
just don't want
do
to
it, but like
facilitate
for
it.
yeah, exactly. Like especially when it does come to like us being responsible for like Valve or whatever, I don't care. But like I don't want to have a game where like we're letting people just put whatever fucking images, whatever. And it's just like it's just there's something else. Lolcats.com. Is that a site? Is that still a thing? I hope so.
Is that like
Oh,
the lolcats
some cat.
generator?
I love cat lolcat. Yeah. What? Anyway, yeah. So we could implement, but it's crazy. The thing that like those sprays did is they like cached it. They just straight up
Yeah.
downloaded the file. So
It
you
just
join the
downloads
service. You would genuinely just have like a folder on your computer just full of like porn and weird shit.
it.
Seriously, like what? Why
Yeah.
would you do that, though?
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, we do want to have official ones. Again, cosmetics, I really want to have it be as open as possible for adding stuff because first of all, there's not really a financial incentive to
yeah, but
having cosmetics in the game, right? Like we don't make money, the artists that made it unless we commission them won't make money. Like
at
that's
the same time, we don't want something that's just like incredibly obnoxious
bad,
and
yeah, or
over the
obnoxious.
top.
Like there
And
has to
like,
be a layer
there
of
has to be a
quality.
quality standard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think, yeah, I don't know. For us with cosmetics, like, as a post 1.0 thing, if we start after 1.0, we get a good player numbers, we say, okay, we are going to add cosmetics soon. Like, people can start submitting community stuff and whatever. Like, there's definitely some capacity there, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's so much like opportunity to just do over the top bullshit.
Yeah.
But like definitely not having cosmetics for 1.0. Like even if we could do them, I don't think it's like even if we had all the code for it in place, like we wouldn't have that many actual assets. And if we did, like we just have like 10 assets. It's like everyone just gets the same shit and it's just
Yeah.
kind of impersonal and boring. I don't know, like eh. I think like I don't know. Maybe I'm just anti-cosmetic. But anyway, I think sprays like they're just a bit they're just a bit bad. Like
Yeah.
taunt. I like taunt. Those are good. Like
Taunts, yeah.
TF2 cosmetics and stuff were like genuinely good. Like they don't really have sprays. The taunts were good. Like unusuals were kind of obnoxious, but like they were like stupidly rare. And like if you have an unusual, you probably get killed more in pubs because people just shoot you more. So I don't know. Well, like anyway, should we move on?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Map
Cool.
start. I'm playing some sticky jump. I don't even
Okay, well, I just beat stage 5 of Coast with like a good pace, so I'm not going to do the next question for a moment.
wait, I can't duck at all during this. Okay. I have to standing pogo for this? What?
Sticky jump.
Sticky. Unduck map. Oh.
Oh, it's a what? Is that it? Is that you just had to unlock the whole map? I was playing that map a bit the other day or this morning, and I didn't even realize that that was it. Oh yeah.
That's very interesting. I just. Oh, oops. It's an
Oh god, am I
interesting.
gonna get a good coast time? Am I gonna PB on coast? I just had a really
But
nice stage 7.
I don't know if I'll be able to do this. This might be out of my repertoire, but all right. We have answered the sprays question. We'll move on to our next one here.
I can't. I mean, I'm on a run. I can't read it.
Apple asks, when will Subway Surfers be added as an official game mode?
Oh, I was doing that on stream a bit the other day.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. As soon as Tom's done with it, there's your answer. All right, next question. You wanna wait? Are you good to read it or?
No.
Okay.
I'm probably not. I'm probably not good to read it.
Tom asks, would it be possible to make player-clipped surf ramps shootable in game modes like Rocket Jump? They currently aren't, and makes completing them impossible. So yeah, it's the same with like painting too, right? Like our paint doesn't like collide against like the invisible ramps that are actually just mainly player clips.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to do this? Okay, I'll give it a couple more tries, but this is probably too hard for my level.
God. Yeah, this came up when I was streaming it in aarseths, and I didn't really have a good answer.
Yeah.
Because yeah, with stuff like, you know, you can kind of play surf in Rocket Jump, and I kind of see, have I done beef yet? No, beef is just too hard. Okay, beef. So, oh my god, am I gonna do no? Would surf mappers tend to use player clip for their ramps, meaning that the rockets just go through them, I think. So whilst I don't know how this would work, right? Because you don't want to like fundamentally modify how player clips work, right? Because you don't want to affect like rocket jump maps or whatever that presumably do use player clips versus normal clips, because when they want to distinguish stuff you can and can't shoot. So you don't want to change like the fundamental behavior of like an entity of like a brush, like based on the game mode, right? Sounds really ugly. I don't know.
It wouldn't be like, I don't know. It wouldn't really be the behavior of it. It's just the trace that we do would have to like. It's just problematic because there's actually like player clips are used in like right here, right, where it's like I can't go this way.
Right. So you don't want it. You'd have to like just change player clips like just in surf. Like,
well, yeah, it would be changing the behavior of the trace only in surf or like Rocket Jump maps, which is harder to kind of convey as a feature.
It's just quite weird. Yeah, and like,
man, this is. You sure this is tier 4? Out of 6 or out of 10? I don't know. I feel like I'm at like a tier 3 jumper, so yeah, I don't know. This is like kind of like the different kinds of surf, you know? And a tier, no, 10 tier, okay. Cool. I can almost get there.
How many ads is Twitch showing? Holy crap.
I don't know.
Yeah, get on TTV LOL. I recommend that one. That one works. The ad blockers.
Yeah, ads do not really pay well.
Yeah, how much money we make from Twitch ads?
Not enough to even mention it. I don't even think we do.
Like, I frequently recommend ad blockers to people that are complaining about ads. Twitch can go fuck themselves.
It's just just advertising as a way to make money is just not that great.
Yeah, it is just stupid.
Can I do any of these?
We got any more questions?
Oh yeah. No, that's it. That's the now it's just chat. Oh, I took a note of, so I don't know if they're still here. I don't see them in chat, but somebody asked, will Momentum have any campaigns or anything of the sort? Yes, actually. We have a campaign planned for 2.0. So that'll be the team's focus after 1.0 is out. And yeah, it aims to be, oh shit, I almost got it first try. Let's go. It aims to be, just basically what you'd expect. It goes up to around tier 3 for each mode. We will have multiple modes supported. The story and kind of format for it will support that. However, it's not at all thought about until after 1.0. Okay, if I can get past this first one, I swear. But yeah, it's really exciting. It's a really exciting. Oh my god, Mag just showing me up right now.
God damn it, Mac. Mac is known to be a, you know, I don't know what I'm saying.
Provocateur. No.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely just you gotta just get in the tempo of one down, one ahead, one explode it, one down, one ahead, explode it.
Oh wait, you can't pogo?
No, I can't. Not without crouching, at least. This is
Right.
a no duck map, so it's a little
Yeah.
harder. Yeah.
We definitely I want to work on the key press UI at some point in the future. I do really like the way that it goes like red if the thing's blocked. It's
Yes.
just
Yeah.
I don't think anyone noticed that on the stream.
Yeah. Well, there was the idea of moving it towards like the crosshair, moving the key input towards the
Yeah,
crosshair.
so the main thing is like I don't love the styling of this, so it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
With HUD customization, right? You could just do that. I don't think people like it's the thing with HUD customization, right? It's just so trying to like have some settings menu that lets you like select where different stuff is in the HUD. It just gets so clunky and overwhelming.
Yeah.
And what would be amazing if anyone is like a JavaScript person but doesn't want to learn like Angular or whatever, Panorama, it's pretty easy. And the custom HUD customizer stuff is so much fun, and I just don't have time to work on it because I work on boring things instead because we've got to get the fucking game out. But like, if anyone wants to work on the HUD customizer stuff that I was showing off like a year and a half ago and haven't touched since, like, give me a shout because I'm happy to hand it over. We could even get the Panorama API stuff merged in so that someone else could work on it without needing a custom game build. Because the C++ side of it is really simple.
Yeah.
So yeah, come work on someone should work on HUD customizers with me. And learn JavaScript, the greatest programming language in the world.
I
Ever
did the lithium and sketchy
conceived.
last time. I'll do zero. Zero's a classic. Yeah, and I also wanted to touch on the campaigns. The campaigns aren't the only way towards learning the game that we want to have. We
No.
also will have this learn section. So the idea being that you can learn mechanics of each mode individually and track progress on that. From like easier things to do to all the way to like really hard, like I think Sticky Jump has like down airs and stuff, like really difficult concepts when you're first starting off, just building you up towards learning all of what a mode has to offer. So this is going to probably be where we want to funnel people into first anyway, because we want you to try to like understand how to play the game, and then like maybe the play button unlocks or whatever after that, after you do like a couple or something, just so that you don't jump into the map selector with all of the tiers unlocked, like you're like, what, oh, this looks cool, I'll play this tier 6 map or something, right? As a newbie.
I mean, the problem there is not people getting. That's just the problem is people not knowing what a tier is. In that case, like, let's just explain what tiers are to people.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
Um.
learn. It's going to be really fun to work on learn. Post O10. I think like we need to just get all the mappers organized. Just start yelling at them. I'll start yelling at Granis.
Yeah, it's definitely a giant organization effort
Yeah,
that we have to
exactly.
do.
So we'll get the spec figured out for the actual technical side of it, and then try and coordinate some of the stuffy stuff a bit more. We'll see. But yeah, I am. Learn should be really fun. We just need to actually implement the whole thing. Especially because like we have some really cool stuff, like some of the stuff Ninja did, like the infinite strafing thing. That's just made such stuff like just teaching basic strafing well.
Yeah.
In the way that like most like beginner maps don't very well. Just seems so helpful. we had a few other questions if we wanted to answer those.
Yeah.
People asked in the Q&A live channel.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just go through them. Bob McPufferson asked, "Will trimping be added? And if
Trimping?
so, how would it be implemented?" Yeah. Personally, I would prefer having an option for full turning or limited. I don't think we have any interest in doing trimping. It gets asked of us quite a lot, but I don't know if trimping has become more sophisticated in the last like couple of years. People are playing it more. But like every time we've looked at trimping like as a team a little bit, I think, or like some of us are like familiar with it. We've discussed it in meetings a tiny bit, but like it's not that like good. Like it's just not that complicated, or like I don't know. Like if people are making a lot of custom maps for it, then like maybe there's a
Yeah.
but it's like you need to like have like a certain level of like sophistication to the mode, right, and complexity that I'm not sure trimping has. I don't know. I'm ignorant of these things, but also every time I've seen it, it just looks kind of yeah.
Realistically, when it comes to modes like these, we really want to just see, like, we could, it was talked about in the earlier Q&A that we could add the movement and like add it as an unofficial mode in a way where it's experimental. And then from there, you can kind of like see if it can flourish. That way it gives it a platform for maps and like things to be messed around with. That's kind of how
Yeah,
we were adding Conc and things like that to make sure that the mode felt good. Doing
the
that
con's
for
like
something like
already an established thing. Like
yes.
even Ahop,
So
like
the other aspect of that, what Tom's touching on, is like if it's more, the more niche it is, the less likely it is to get in. Mainly because there's non-existing content, and you know, like there's gonna, you have to kind of like weigh whether or not it's worth like implementing. I mean, if we add either scripting or something down the line to where modes could just be added, you know, in a
yeah, but that's so
layer,
far off. And like
yeah, that's like post 2.0.
like if people wanted to try to convince us as like trimping was a good idea, then like I don't know, post some like good clips of like trimp players in Discord or something. But like I don't know, I've just not seen very much like actual people playing it at like a high level or like complex maps that like have a, and it just also doesn't seem like it's that likely to get that complex, right? Is a mode.
Yeah,
Um,
I
like I think for us, like the you know we have of the weirder modes we have in Momentum. I guess there's Ahop, and Ahop is kind of weird, but like we've always known that Ahop is like a very complex mode just because of HR2 players and like the I don't know if Ahop would have been like seriously considered as a mode for Momentum like in like 2013 if Momentum was out, just because like people didn't really understand like the nuance of Ahop that well. Like
yeah,
pre-Dwarmov, like would we have
yeah,
added Ahop? Maybe not, because like it doesn't necessarily seem that sophisticated. But Ahop really does have a lot to it.
right.
Maybe that's the case with Trimping, but it doesn't seem to be. Like from everything I've seen of it, not that I've seen all that much. So I could be wrong, but like like it doesn't. Adding a game for us, like, yeah, I guess we could do like an experimental thing. I'm not sure quite how many people would play that. And like,
So close. I don't even know if this is the intended way. I think you're supposed to poke
yeah,
this. Yeah,
but
I'm not opposed to experimenting to see if a mode is worthwhile. I don't know
yeah,
what category it would fall under because you don't like the only movement is the like trimping. It's not, you
yeah,
don't use
it'd
it
be a
with the
whole
sticky
new mode,
launcher or
right?
anything.
Yeah,
It'd be its own mode, yeah, but it's just a matter of getting dev time and like enough buy-in from a dev to support it basically.
yeah. Go lobby Lumia. I don't think he's that excited by Trimping.
Beggars and
He's
stuff
on
like that is
beggars.
a little more interesting because it's a
Yeah,
modification of existing movement, just with the launcher itself changes. That's more exciting for us.
yeah. Also, like, there's people that take beggars pretty seriously. So I'm not sure how
Yeah,
high level beggar stuff gets. Like, if you can get like, because you are somewhat limited to just how many rockets you can load up, right? Or like that. But what's the other thingy? Oh, sorry, I was gonna say something that I can't remember. Like, oh, sorry. With 2.0 game mode mixing stuff, right? Like, which is a sort of long-term plan that who the fuck knows when, if ever, we get to that point. Hopefully, we do. Like that would be a really good time to like start playing with kind of lesser modes, and in some cases maybe like trimping, like just adjust it to make it like more complex of a mode. Like there are clearly a lot of like formulas for just movement mechanics and stuff in first-person racing games that lead to fun mechanics and like good game modes. And
Yeah.
that would be something where game mode mixing stuff would be a really interesting way to play with that. For instance, like I find it just fascinating that Ahop is as nuanced as it is, given how random it is. And that seems to be the case for quite a few other modes as well. So it seems pretty likely that just random assortments of like movement stuff can often lead to really good modes. Like it seems, but like that kind of experimentation and stuff, that's really planned as like the 2.0 kind of thing. Right?
Right.
Like, but the stuff that goes pre 2.0, right? Like it just seems like that should really be very heavily limited to things that have existing communities and a very high skill ceiling. And I'm not sure how much that is the case with trimping. It seems to be significantly less so the case than any of the current modes of Momentum. Right.
I don't remember this jump being this hard. I don't. What the fuck
This
am I
map is
doing wrong?
hard. This is a great map.
It's a great map. I think a triple is a way to cheese this. I mean, triple's always the way to cheese things, but yeah, like I'm trying to understand how to do it before we add tick triples back.
Okay, then I have the next question.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I actually really like this next one. So Pip3 asks, what was the evolution like from I want to have a standalone source movement game to doing the single player thing with the multiplayer on top? Technical term.
Oh, I mean that was the first. Oh, oops, sorry. That was the first like feature that I wanted. I was playing. I was doing my Half-Life 2 runs, which.
Oh, of course, yeah.
My history.
So
I was doing Half-Life 2 runs back in the day. I used to speedrun Half-Life 2, and after I would be done, I wanted to play Surf, but on a specific map. And as you know, I don't even think there were private servers. There were no servers that had like Omnific, I think it was the main map that I was playing. Or it didn't have the map that I wanted to play at all. And then, when you start playing, you start realizing that you don't really need a server for it because a lot of it is really just client-side movement. The server is good for maybe, the leaderboard, but like even then you could still kind of do it without one. And so my intuition from the very beginning was I want to make just a game that lets me take the maps I downloaded from CSS servers and like play them with the settings that like the server has locally so I can just do it on my stream because that's all I wanted. Like I just wanted to play it like locally. I didn't really even, I mean, the leaderboard wasn't even really like, I didn't really think about like, oh, like I want everyone's times. I just wanted to do it for myself. And then it turned into this project of like, well, okay, I mean, if we have like a back end, you could like synchronize the times and stuff. And like, it started like, it grew from my streams back then of like, here's this kind of like little mod or whatever game I'm making into like, oh, this can actually like support Surf and Bunny Hop. And like, a lot of people feel this way about like even just being able to play any map you want anytime you want for however long you want, because when it was on Omnific there would be two other people that join and then change the map to a harder one or whatever, right? Like and I would just be like, okay, well, no more surfing tonight, I guess. I know you can play offline in CSS as well, but like it really just poked my brain into this like can we make a client that can do this. And so it just like ever since I had that like idea of like, oh, perfect, got it, easy. Ever since it like really got in my head of like, oh, like there could just be a client that does this, it turned into like I didn't care about how like the original games like were doing things anymore or like playing in CSS because there's jank around doing like an offline run. Oh, that was so close.
But Pit 3's question, right, is doing the single player thing with the multiplayer on top. So I don't know if they're getting into the when you realized how
how multiplayer can
multiplayer
work.
stuff could be. And did you know some of that already because of ghosting mod? Or
Yes. So ghosting mod was a mod that I created while I was running Half-Life because I also wanted to be able to see literally in the game where I was. As opposed to live split just showing, hey, you're like 10 seconds ahead or whatever, literally passing the ghost in the game and like seeing.
So the kind of we will be doing this ghosting system. I think I don't know if Ray wants to work on that. It'd be great if she does that. We kind of have that sort of idea as like a thing to do with O11, and in theory it should be really quite simple, especially because you've done it before.
I think what Bray might have been talking about was testing ghosts, like.
Well, there is that as well, but also we were just discussing it because when she was playing Trackmania a lot. The Trackmania does that kind of ghost system and does it really well. So we really like that. But I guess ghosting mod is practically that, right? It is,
that's what it meant to be for like Half-Life 2.
But did ghosting mods some have some multiplayer stuff? I lose track. I thought
it was jank as fuck. I wrote the server in Java. It was a UDP server. It was fucking weird, but it worked. It did work. Not really that well, but it was cool, and I learned how sockets and stuff work through that. Again, I was like a wee child, like 14, 15 when making this. So like a lot of my like expertise kind of grew out of the desire to have to have multiplayer in the game, and like realistically, right? Yeah, it was like back then. You have your dedicated servers that are hosting it, but like from ghosting mod's perspective of like, it doesn't really matter if it's synchronized, like it just needs to like show up in the game, because realistically that's more important, because when are you going to be playing the game and racing somebody at the same time versus, I mean, that could be a feature, right?
We want to do racing, right? But
right. But like it's by default, like, just having your friend and you playing on a map or something is like really valuable. So like the idea behind we don't need to synchronize the players
just to get
really
the notion of sort of synchronicity really clear. Like if you want to do multiplayer that has guns, like you want to shoot someone and like not shoot people around corners and stuff, and like you need a centralized server that says where everyone is at one time, right? You have a source of truth in a centralized server, and that's how Source is kind of set up, where you can, in a single player Source game, you kind of run the client and the server applications, whilst in multiplayer you just run the client, right? The server's just hosted somewhere else on some dedicated server or whatever. And so with one of the reasons that, like, if you're playing TF2, especially if your stuff with projectiles, like rockets or stickies, like, they're laggy because there's just an inherent ping difference between you and the server. So there's a round trip time just to have stuff change, right? So,
and the way that Source handles that is through something called prediction, which it does it locally on your client. And like that's why it's responsive, but then it's checking with the server, because the server is rendering everything in the past. It'll take around, the ping and that amount of time to confirm that you actually shot this rocket. And sometimes your packet can be dropped, and then the server's like, "What rocket? I didn't get anything. What are you talking about?" And then there's like reconciliation there of like, does it try to create the rocket anyway, or does it just disappear? But like
networking code for games is one of the most complex. I'm terrified by it. There's so much like complexity to it. But
when it comes to momentum, like we don't want the game to be determined, or like multiplayer to be like limited by that. You need
to sync up to some stuff.
Because it's like, realistically, all we care about is like your gameplay and like the standard rules. As long as everything you do in the game is repeatable in another player's server, or our servers or another player's computer, you can just network what you're doing, right? And like, as long as it makes sense, it should show up just fine. And so like, that's why, right, the multiplayer in here is kind of single player-esque in a way, because first of all, not everyone's going to have someone to play with. So, right, requiring multiplayer is just dumb in the first place. You can even apply that to live service games nowadays. It's really fucking dumb that it's required to be part of the service. Easy fucking edgebug, let's go. But yeah, so it just grew out of the desire for like, I don't want to have to play on a synchronized server. I don't want there to have to be ping for me to enjoy this with somebody else.
But
And the game mode also just straight up not requiring
so
it.
when did you realize that you could do a lot of the multiplayer stuff using Steam as a broker or
Oh, it
whatever
was just
for the lobby side?
yeah, no, it was just
When did
automatically in
that?
there. By the time we were
Yeah.
like adding or looking at multiplayer for
They
the
just had
game,
that already.
it just had the
Yeah.
the peer-to-peer connection,
I mean, it
and
really is
that's
like a lot of that stuff. Like, is impressive.
awesome.
Like, and Valve started working on that really quite early. I guess that was like Fletcher Dunn and people like
Yeah,
some of the Valve uh kind of networking nerds. And this is one where like when we actually get Momentum out and show it, like I'm not really that concerned. Was like I don't tend to think about Valve all that much in terms of most stuff, but like I do feel that I'd love for them to see some of the networking stuff we're doing because it's really
yeah,
neat, like how. Because the thing is as well is like like servers cost money. Like if you have like a centralized server, it's not just that they make you lag, but
right,
they're just expensive. But with
yeah,
this, where we do it peer to peer and just use Steam, which is a big free thing we get thanks to
yeah.
Steam, where you can just we handle Steam for like setting up the peer to peer connection and stuff, right? But then how does it actually work with our multiplayer? Do we go through Steam as a
We do.
proxy for everything, or we do?
Yes,
Yeah.
we use Steam Relay. So
Oh,
Steam Relays. I think there's like different settings. You can have it do like direct if you want to. I think there's a
okay.
setting in Steam even about network connectivity of like if you
If we
want
can
your
put it
IP
there,
exposed, you can have a
oh, I
better
see. Right,
connection
because you
by
just
doing direct. Because if you think about it, right, if you're like right next to somebody, like literally down the street or something, they'll have to connect to Steam and then back to
yeah,
you
yeah.
versus like just
Well,
going through
we
the
do get
really
like
short network hop to
somewhat.
you.
We do get more ping than between you and other players,
Oh
and
yeah.
which is something we'd like to look at more. But the relay stuff does slow stuff down quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would be interesting to do like a direct version, maybe for like competitive stuff, right, or for racing, right? Like you might want
No,
to,
well, yeah, yeah. I
right,
mean,
if you wanted to,
yeah, we can synchronize like clocks there or something. Like
okay,
realistically,
right, but it's still slower to react if you're specking someone and they fail, but
yeah,
like you're getting it in voice sometimes. Like if you're watching someone and they're playing a map, like, and they
yeah,
say, "Oh shit," because they failed or whatever,
yeah,
and you might not see them fail until a second later, which is noticeably slower, right?
yeah,
Because the voice call you're in is like has a much faster ping than like the Steam Reload stuff.
yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like for some competitive stuff, if there was a way to like dynamically change it or to opt into a direct thing, that could be kind of interesting. But
Uh, what was
or
that?
we just ask Valve to make Steam Reload faster.
Well, that would require them putting more of their servers everywhere, which
Yeah, we could
I'm
work
sure
on.
they want to, right? I'm sure, like,
I wonder if
from
it is.
a, you
I feel
know,
like it's not going to be about the distance to some extent. Like it must be. I feel like the servers are probably just a bit slow or something because it is
yeah,
like a second in some case, which you can't really put down to like cables under the ocean, can you? Oh, mom online alert. Okay. So we add half a second of delay by default. That's funny.
yes,
We should.
yeah.
Why do we do that?
Just so that we have
Really?
enough packets to buffer. If you think about it, right? If you drop any packets and you don't have a lerp or like a
How
period,
often do you drop packets?
like if we actually networked immediately when you got it, if you drop any
Yeah, but
packet at all because it's UDP and it can,
yeah, I get
I
that.
don't
But
think we
why
measure that.
half a second?
I think it was just an arbitrary. It was
That
just an
sounds like a
arbitrary.
very high number. There's
I
only like a zero.
I
Yeah.
think Valve or Source One games do 0.1 second default.
Yeah. Why is that? Man?
Um,
Maybe we should try to go back to point one.
yeah, I mean, we could try point one. Yeah,
I do want
that's
to
the
mess
thing
with
is like a
more
lot of
stuff
the
more.
networking stuff. I kind of just read how Valve did a lot
Yeah.
of theirs, or for the protocol for
Yeah. I feel
source
like with
networking.
stuff like multiplayer, what will be hopefully when we're getting close to 1.0, if we have some programmers who want to put some work into like that final push, like maybe slide EBRT around, people like that.
Yeah,
It'd be great to get some. It'd be awesome to like improve some of the multiplayer stuff a bit because it does feel like there probably are some easy wins we can get with it.
yeah,
Like we can lower that alert value and get away with it because if we are just adding like half a second's delay is a shitload of time in networking terms, right? Like that's a really high value.
yeah, for sure.
Right. There's one other question. I guess there's a Oslo. Your thing is too long. Let's take like half an hour on Oslo.
What else was?
Oh, it's just like porting map guidelines. I think we kind of
yeah.
talked about this a bit before, but let's do it next Q&A because that one's
Yeah.
there's one from
Porting.
Lindstrom. That
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this as the last one if that's all right.
Yeah.
And then we'll do Oslo's one next month. What would happen if your account got stolen and I had a key? Would you be able to reach out and get a new key? I don't have a key. Just curious. My answer to that would be no. Don't let your account get stolen. That's kind of
Yeah,
your
you
fault.
should probably fight for your account to get back before you come to
Yeah,
us.
try to get it back, but also don't get scammed on Steam.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It's pretty hard to lose your Steam account.
Yeah, if you have authenticator, and you should definitely have two-factor authentication on your accounts. Use a password manager.
Steam's got more annoying lately. Steam makes me like confirm on my phone if I want to set a new build live or like generate a new API key earlier. It's like, no, you gotta confirm this on your phone, which is great. No, it seems like mobile all stuff has always been really well done. It seemed like
that sticky went through the wall, I think. Or it looked like it. I don't know.
Are we using Rio stickies yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah, that would be good to have.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We're removing stickies off of vPhysics, including rollers.
We got them very close, I think, right? So it's just rollers might be slightly different. It's just vPhysics is a mess and non-deterministic, and we want determinism.
Yeah.
Shout out to determinism. Shout out to David Lewis. Sorry. David Lewis isn't even... Well, yeah. What am I talking... Anyway. Oh my god, I'm actually on like insanely good pace on my coast run. Holy shit.
Nice.
I'm immediately throwing. Fuck.
Yeah, so... Yeah, map porting guidelines we'll definitely talk more in the next one, but also just we'll have the actual guidelines publicly available in the future. It'll be a docs page that we'll be maintaining.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that soon.
Yeah.
Oh my god, am I gonna like save like 10 seconds off my coast PB?
But what's nice is that we'll be able to utilize like feedback over time to kind of amend it and stuff. If there's things we miss in maps that get approved and added, it just goes on to that, and then all future maps don't ever have that problem, if that makes sense. So like if there's things we forgot to look for or a setting or whatever, right? Like it just goes onto that list and it's all good. So it's pretty cool. Like it'll be kind of a living document, but the most up-to-date version being on the docs page, and like really like just I mean it'll like we'll just be really anal about things that we need to be.
I just shaved 8 seconds off my coast PB.
Congratulations. That's awesome. What was the time save? Like which
2 hours I got? Oh, let me see my lovely graph. I saved time on like every... Oh shit, I didn't realize my PB's straight time was so bad. I saved time everywhere besides
nice.
Like I was -5 going into the last stage and then saved 3 minutes. But I could have done the last stage better and had saved like 5 seconds easily. I mean people are like almost at 1:30 coast now. 1 minute 30 coast is possible, which is insane.
Yeah.
It takes like a very, very good run, but I mean Nate and Mithril both have 1:35s.
Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool. Being able to just because that's what you dream about. Is like, oh, like as a Heavy 2 runner, you're like, going through all these level loads and stuff. It's like how old is this game? Like this could be all one map.
Yeah.
Sick.
Coast is like just the best thing. Like I just enjoy playing it so much.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like Coast would be so much easier to make now with the map.
Yeah, with all the
put so much time into it and like.
Yeah. There's even like the
Yeah.
fake areas through the tunnels and stuff that Embellis made, even though those can just be portals now. Portals and the increased grid map, so you can actually like line more of it up. Yeah.
I would love to see more maps using displacements. Like, I really think displacements are great.
Yeah.
Like, they're great fun. Like, displacements are, with the fact they're no longer buggy, right? Like, you don't just get stuck on them because of the stupid trace bug that Rio fixed. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to shoot it a little bit later. I don't know if 1 is the right number here.
Oh, I know this stage. This was the stage we used in the 088 video that Bray to show off the projectile sword and save states, which I think that code is basically going to be redundant once we get Rio stuff in.
Yep.
But who knew at the time that Rio was going to go on this like mad genius dive into save state stuff? Though it makes a lot of sense because we kind of need a Grace C.
Keep hitting my head. Damn.
Oh, I'm tired.
How long have we been going? Shit. Oh, almost 3 hours. Nice. It's a full session this time. Thought it was gonna be shorter. I always think they're gonna be shorter and shorter, but it's fun. You get scooped into the game.
We spent like an hour talking about progress stuff at the start, but that just makes sense, right? Like, we have the time for it, and it's a good way to update people.
Yeah, exactly.
We may have some game stuff to show next Q&A, though no promises, just because it is really hard getting stuff tied up. But it'd be great to have. We might have the website deployed at least by then. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
hope. I really want to get on the prod deploy stuff.
Yeah, prod is like it's just so fucking boring.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, let's learn how to use.
Yeah.
Like, DevOps is like, it's just such a thing. Like,
yeah, it shouldn't exist, but yeah. Unfortunately,
like, I think our approach to DevOps is pretty sane. That we're not overcomplicating stuff. We're not doing any fucking Kubernetes. We're just using Docker as God intended, you know, and just a bunch of compose files. If we have to do replication stuff, we can do that. Redis replicas, but like, are the movement limiting triggers being kept around? Probably. Are we getting rid of those?
No. They should be around. If the thread in feedback, wow, it really is just a double. Okay. If the thread in feedback that Rio had for the entity stuff, if that says that's not sticking around, then that's kind of the sources of truth for that. But they should. They might be renamed. They might not be called limit movement. They might just be like something else.
Sorry.
But they should be kept around, yeah.
Let me see. Limit move. What are they called? Limit movement?
Yeah, limit movement.
Rewrote prevent b-hopping. Apparently I wrote this draft issue. So it says rewrote prevent b-hopping. When b-hopping should be prevented, set some value on the player. This should be checked by gamemode to determine if blah, 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 blah. So apparently we cleaned up limit movement.
Yeah, we've cleaned it up, but yeah, it should for sure be staying around. Worst case, it just gets renamed. So
yeah,
okay, that is not.
We are deleting trigger multiples. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can only use triggers. You can only use trigger once. Oh. But we have added a trigger factory entity that, so if you need another trigger once, use that.
You can generate them. It's pretty good. We just really like the idea of the ent index looping around to become a static prop. So we really want triggers to become static props again.
Yes, we want to as
that
many.
Shit's wild. Oh my god.
That was a great bug. I feel like Bray should have done like a blog post on
about it.
Because it's that's awesome.
Happened TF2 as well when they ported over to higher.
Well, it was in CS, right?
Yeah, CS:GO. Yep.
But they were like comp games. So. Any news on KZ? I think I lose like KZ. Kind of the movements in. I've lost track of how much GameCast has done of like splitting up the different variants.
So there is currently a PR to add Half-Life 1 and like CS 1.6 movement in.
Yeah.
And that kind of also ties in with KZ stuff as well. So there's a lot of work right now that's just in review and dependent on Game Chaos to get back to the reviewer about the stuff. Rio did a nice in-depth review for Game Chaos on that.
Oh,
So,
great. Yeah. Oh, he did. Yeah.
so we're waiting on that. But it is being worked on, and that's going to be really fun because Half-Life 1 movement will also be a B-hop sub mode. So look forward to
really
that.
nice. I cannot wait for HL1B hop.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, ready, like you say, mom script as rescript replacement. Yeah, we are doing that because we do think it's really important that whatever scripting system we use is something
we invented,
very new and poorly documented. Yes, I'm throwing shade on AngelScript. I don't like AngelScript. But yeah, trigger twice. KZ, but yeah, we should like. Don't know what we're doing for TP stuff because that kind of falls under stages, right? The promo stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of
so I think we'll just end up getting that in post 010 once we do stages. Yeah, no. Once we do styles, we'll be able to do that. Styles, I guess, will come post 010 and like an 010 stuff. Yeah. But a lot of KZ should be just in for 010. Basically, just have it. Is the plan. So like 010 is gonna have a lot of shit in it. Got a whole multiple new modes of the KZ modes. Then map submission, all the zoning stuff and stuff. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we may have some stuff to show next month, but definitely getting close to 010. 010 is exhausting, but like we are really getting there.
Yeah.
Excited for web stuff. Like I think especially if we can get Osplow's activity and notification stuff in for 010 and the public map stuff, so you don't need to fucking log in by Steam every time. Like, oi.
Yep.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super pumped. I think the influx of maps and then just like all the players coming back and testing everything. Hopefully, yeah.
Roddy, the drag and drop thing is a good question for next month.
Yes. Sorry, Nick. Yeah, ask that in Q&A.
Because I can talk about that quite a bit. It's just I don't know. Yeah, difficulty. Okay, elsewhere. Yeah, no, getting those in would be awesome. Very happy to have you and Gordy doing stuff because we got so much like web stuff post 010. It's gonna be so much fun. Opium. Yeah. I mean, I spend more time stressing out about momentum than anyone else. I reckon. I'm gonna make that claim. Maybe Nick does more. I don't know. I stress out a shitload about this thing. But this month feels pretty good. I'm really happy with that. Panzer spent a bunch of time a week or so ago just organizing a bunch of our 010 boards to issue stuff. We kind of had one, but it was just a bit all over the place. And it was Panzer just sat down and. But it's kind of like nice because Panzer was doing that, but also like we're just confirming that actually a lot of stuff is really like done or close to done. But it's just like hiring because it's so much shit. But we're getting there. And 010, I think it's going to be really great.
I think something's a little regressed with stickies. They're like bouncing a little after landing. I don't know how to explain it.
I think someone mentioned something about that a while ago.
Yeah, like that was fine.
Yeah, can someone play sticky jump more, please? Tell us if it's fine.
Why did that one bump? It didn't used to do that.
Can they like bounce off each other? That would be a good mechanic.
Oh, well, okay, maybe it is V-physics because it looks like this angle. Oh, okay, it's just inconsistent now. Well, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we have engine access. We're going to fix this. They should not be doing that. That is not where I'm aiming for those. But
we're pretty confident we can get we can do non V-physics rollers like pretty close to how they were before.
Yeah.
Also, given that rollers are kind of random, like if they're very slightly different, that's probably not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll have brain people that look at it. I think Bray was pretty confident what Rio was saying, so that's important.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh.
Is there anything else we wanted to talk about? I mean, we kind of are at the end of the stream here. I don't know if I'll beat this map. I'm on the last couple stages. I can try.
The last 2 stages of this map is rough.
Yeah.
Did you do? I can't remember if that one is. Is it? There's one map. There's one stage in this that's not. It's not the last stage. I don't know if it's the next one. It's really tough. Tick triples. What's the decision about them? I don't know. What are people saying about tick triples? I think we were talking about.
Bray wants to re-implement them and see how they go. I think it's worthwhile to do that, and I think that with that alongside the stickies being more consistent are just probably going to be a better overall move for sticky jump. Oh. Fuck. That was so close. Okay, also, yeah, I can't. I have to shoot this while falling.
Oh, no, okay, yeah. The stage after this one is very hard. It's good.
Yeah, I almost got this one.
I remember spending about an hour on it.
Just need, like, a little more thrust here.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably double that, actually. No, not quite. I have to do it a little earlier. Shit. Well, I can't do it too early because otherwise, yeah, okay. This first one needs to bounce me a little more. Why is this saying gorilla? Classic.
You should have just not said it.
Oh, double edge one? Okay. Yeah, it would probably. That's probably what the toggle would be between are the two. I'm assuming. I didn't know what. I didn't hear what Bray's plan were in regards to it.
Bray's plan was.
Well, plans like what she has planned. Because like. We want to find like one that feels good. Like that's realistically the goal here. I mean, tick triples is already going to be really weird from a player like learning standpoint.
Yeah, but fuck them. It's already hard.
Yeah, I mean, compared to just cheesing everything with triples, it's understandable that this is a direction that I guess we gotta go for it.
Yeah, it does. It really does feel that we've This is a pretty bad momentum. Yeah.
But if there's a way to make the third one not as powerful to where you aren't just doing triples with an extra step, I think it's worthwhile. That's what I'm saying. It's like if it's just doing triples behind a very precise window, is that any different from having full, other than just the ease of being able to do triples? So that's where I've always stood with it.
It sounds like a shit mechanic,
but if there's like a way to make the third one less powerful, or because like we can look at how many stickies are currently out, like we have access to like look at the state of everything, how far apart are the stickies. We could look at like we can look at all this kind of stuff and just kind of neuter some of that third sticky a bit, so you don't have triples when you do this, and then that, right? Like where you like because again, the idea behind tick triples is that when you detonate, you shoot so technically when the third one arms, it fizzles the first, right? But you can do it in a way where you shoot two, and then when you shoot the third one and before it arms, you detonate the two, and then it's at the same or the next tick where that third one that you shot arms. So you have effectively 3 stickies in one spot. I know it's not exactly the same, but you can get it to where you effectively almost get a triple, right? So yeah, so the idea behind kind of maybe looking at like, oh, that third one, maybe if it's like in proximity of the other two that you had, like neuter its strength or something, so that way it just prevents like full on triples. Like if you're gonna do this and then pogo somewhere, then it could be a full one, right? Because oh, it's like it's a significant distance away. You can't really triple with that unless you're trying to pogo or something, right? Like and it won't fuck that up. But yeah, there's what was it? The yeah, Fizzle on third prime. I'm not sure if that's the move there, or yeah, making the bomb itself just kind of yeah, like less powerful. I don't know. But that is, I'll leave that up to Bray. I trust Bray and you guys to come to a decision on how that implementation should go. We will be experimenting around with it. Triples isn't the only way we want to do it, but having ideally a toggle that can just let us test all of this out is, and we used to, I mean, it was, I think it was in here for a while.
Just watching people fail at coast in a really funny way.
But
this mode.
Yeah, there is a, yeah, we have limit explosive triggers too. The realistic side of that is like we don't want mappers or realistically porters to have to go back and change every single map, right? Like if triples is going to trivialize a map, right? It sucks, but I mean, there's other things too where like in those maps that should be done with maybe just doubles or stuff, we could do like a map wide, oh, you only have 2 stickies like setting thing that's in the zone, right? Maybe the zone sets that. Because that would be cool if like, oh, a bonus, but you only have 1 sticky at a time or something, like setting. But then that way, that's how we counter the maps that would be trivialized. It's just, yeah, it's just hard to... It's hard to anticipate what the work's going to be like. And if we stick with one, like if we stick with just triples, yeah, I mean, it kind of wins out because that's what tick triples can lead to. But, oh, damn it, almost got it. I have to just pogo there for a second, then change position. But yeah, I'm genuinely excited for there to be more experimentation around it. I'm hoping we get feedback on it, because that, I think, was the other side of that, where it was like a lot of people were really happy to like argue, but not actually test things, which is very counterproductive. And I'm trying not to be very upset here.
No, it's really useful that, because
it's
I don't
frustrating
want to make progress on the actual project, but I do enjoy arguing on Discord. And so it's really good when people have a 1,000 message long, thread about something where, it just turns into, well, this is just your subjective opinion. So we can't make any progress. Also, no, I won't test anything.
So, yeah, so see, it's like bumping into the wall. Is that bad? It's very odd. I don't know why it's doing that. Something's fucked up. Sorry about that. Again, we'll get to it, but yeah, I'm really excited to see hopefully some productive discourse about it and a lot of thorough testing around, can a neutered third sticky work or something like that. I keep using the word neutered, but just like less powerful is really all I mean.
No, unable to
reproduce.
Yeah.
Classic, just like most of our bugs got them. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. Wait, I think I could like double and then air this. A lot of this map is like you double and then just do a clever third sticky somewhere. And like you can do it. I remember being somewhat decent at this map. I haven't played Sticky Jump in a while. Yeah, I understand that, where it's like you kind of quote unquote earn the triple, but like worst case, all it does is just end someone's run if they don't hit it. Like, if you think about it, right? Like, they're just going to restart, and grind it again and try to time it better. I mean, there is work involved with getting it, but it's just all it's inconveniencing for the players at that skill level are just consistency around hitting it. You know, like if we could get it to where it's like it's just not abusable, and like in every other case, right, you're just going to be doing doubles with a third somewhere shot somewhere else, right? That's not going to make it. Then
What
like
if
that,
we
yeah.
don't have the second?
Don't have the second sticky?
Yeah, so it's like just a double second. What?
So just doubles?
Yeah, yeah, but you have to shoot the third one to work.
Oh.
You know?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, this stage is impossible, by the way. I spent like an hour trying to beat this, and it's brutal.
I remember some route being like you shoot 2 here, kind of jump
No, it's
around.
possible. No.
I will find my way. Oh, okay. Got up there. I'm gonna just air pogo this. So let me turn into soup real quick. um, oh man, but yeah, I'm really excited for this game to like feel good for everybody. I know like gameplay debates are like there's realistically just so much that you can debate for a game mode, and I know a lot of it comes from people's passion around how they feel about, you know, the game in the original state it's in with like TF2 or something. Right? Like with us, we are a fresh slate. Like that's I feel like that's not it's hard because we are a fresh slate, but we're also trying to be as one-to-one as possible to convert your muscle memory over, right? Like we aren't a completely different physics engine or something trying to masquerade as source. But like at the same time, we're also not TF2, right? Like we don't have health. We don't, you know, realistically want to have ammo, but we do support it now.
Yeah, but we're trying to just get, you know, gameplay that's good.
Yeah, like the overall goal is just a good feeling game. And yeah, I mean, if there's just a majority of players that think that tick triples and stuff is the way to go, then so be it. Just people have to learn how it works, and like hopefully we get a cohesive learn section that like is is helpful for people to like really understand how to do it, and how to capitalize on it. So, damn. Okay, let's see here. Damn it. I can do it. I believe. It's not impossible.
You're not going to be able to do it.
I can do it. Fuck, we're like 10 minutes over.
It's like, you have like a less than 4% chance of doing it. Wow.
But the entire point and what I was sort of going into a rant about is just we need people to test it, because like we know triples is bad, but we at least have an avenue to like get around it. And if like we implement a desired method that people want but they don't give input on it, then we don't have a path forward with that because we don't know if it's good, right? Like we don't know, like we don't want to ship at least 1.0 with like questionable implementations of the modes, right? We want everything to pretty much be finalized there, pretty much, right? Like, so I'm bad at I need to learn how to pogo better.
Nice, so sticky finalize before a 10.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, this mode's been in the game for the a long time. It'd be really, really cool to just not have to worry about, yeah, like anything with it. Other than, I mean, yeah, we will have these new stickies that aren't fee physics, which will be hopefully significantly better for players.
So how many times do people actually use rollers?
It's kind of on the harder maps, I would say, because it's...
Yeah, also, but like rollers are dumb as well. Like I guess like
yeah,
the skill of them, but we'll get them like close. And if it sucks, then we can reconsider or figure it. We'll just make it better. But we're not keeping v physics. Like we need them being deterministic.
Yeah, we need everything in the game to be deterministic. So, that is the worthwhile trade there. But if we can make them feel really good, then yeah. But yeah, that is the thing too.
Amazing.
New maps, right? Like we need to make sure that we're solidifying these modes so that maps don't break if we change a fundamental thing about the mode. So if a map is requiring, you know, especially if it's a huge map with the new grid, you know, if they require triples to do this crazy jump at the end or something, and we get rid of it, then I mean, I could totally see that being a thing, though, even with tick triples, right? Like, someone's probably going to do that, where it's like, you get to the end and you just have to hope that you get a tick perfect triple thing. Oh, I'm so close. I need to do an air pogo there. I just need better, better height, though. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, sticky jump is very, very fun. And it having tick triples isn't going to change anything. If you noticed, I was mainly playing this without trying to do triples. I mean, I guess maybe that one stage that was very tall, I used it. But I guess I'll have to learn tick triples on that stage or something. But like, yeah, I really am looking forward to just the mode feeling good for everybody. And as many people as possible. I'm sure a lot of people won't really be sad that triples are like harder to do, but it's just, it is kind of just like the whole argument there being, if it's still possible, why make it arbitrarily harder, right? If you can do it in TF2, you're just, yeah, I don't know. If we have the power to make them just easier,
we could make anything easier.
Yeah.
Like, we could make,
like auto jump for defrag. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the point is that it makes a bunch of existing maps easier to choose because they're made for...
Yeah, they're made for not...
triples, or not normal triples. But I mean, I don't know, sticky jump's like not even that good at mode, so I don't care. As long as the website works, I don't fucking care at this point. I'm tired. I should go to bed.
Yeah, I think we can end the stream.
Oh no, if you wanna try to do this stage for the next like hour, like do you realize how hard this is? Like this is so hard.
I got plans. It's not bad. I definitely know the route, which is better than like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm floundering for like the next. Oh fuck.
I don't think I've ever had flounder.
Yeah, I don't
it's
think
a flatfish. I think. Yeah.
Does it taste like bass?
I don't think so.
Doesn't it look like a bass? I don't know. But,
a base.
Yeah, it looks like a base.
Yeah. Flounder. I think it's a flatfish. Oh, it's got a fucked up face. Look at that.
Yeah. Just feel bad for the fish, I guess.
Look at Google flounder real quick. Look at these things. These things are great.
Here, you can put it in voice team. I have that open on my other monitor.
Oh yeah. Why is it 16 megabytes? Let me share X copy image. Flounder. Oh yeah, this thing.
Oh my god, they are a very flat fish. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think they did just, you know, they've just evolved. Their eyes move. Like, yeah, but no, they're flatfish.
Yeah, he's sideways.
What a flat. Fuck, look at that thing.
Oh, I feel so close. I feel like I can get this like in the next like 5 minutes.
What is? Yeah.
Oh my god, it's already
like read up on fish.
I'll give this realistically 10 more tries starting now.
Okay.
Okay, there's one.
Oh no, wait, I've heard about this.
There's two.
Larval flounder are born with one eye on each side of their head, But as they grow from larval to juvenile stage through metamorphosis, one eye migrates to the other side of the body. Thus, as a result, both eyes are then on top of the side which faces up.
That didn't count. I didn't detonate it.
That's awesome.
Oh, fuck. Wait, it's flat for a reason?
No, as they grow,
oh,
as they get older, their eye moves. I thought it was an evolutionary thing. Like it just.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Okay, that's it. That's it. I can't do it. It's impossible. No, I'll be able to do it eventually. Again, I am making this game to play it, so I don't often have much time to play it until 1.0, and then I'll be like streaming in. So,
well, I know 10 like the game will be more playable.
Yeah.
We'll just format.
But yeah, so that is it for the stream here.
Yeah, I'll probably stream tomorrow. People want them.
Sweet.
I got some web dev.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get map submission done. Fucking hell.
All right. Is there anyone that we should go send viewers to?
Tyler. Veloz streaming TF2. Jump. Oh, Veloz plays with all tier 3s in one sitting.
Okay, Relort, yeah. All right, let's go.
Reload stream is really good at that.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for us. Thank you all for watching, hanging out, asking questions. Make sure that you join our Discord if you haven't. It's a pretty cool place to hang out. It's where you can stay the most up to date with the game. Go and enjoy Relort's Relort, is that right? Go and enjoy their attempt to play every tier 3. And please play RJ Smile is the raid message. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. Catch you all in the next stream. Tom will be streaming tomorrow, so look out for that. All right. Take it easy. Thank you all for watching, and bye-bye.
Later.